Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Today's bada boom and a bada bing is I'm gonna get to talking because because I just say let's just get straight into it. I just want to get straight into it. Let's do it. Come on. The title of today's bada boom and a bada bing is influencer killed on TikTok live and internet suspect her BFF did it to Destiny Swap. And I'm just saying I think we should get to talking about what's going on here because this title is crazy, but also a lot of people it feels like a lot of people just don't understand that you can't play with a certain type of thing, but I think we can go into it more in this about a moment about a bang. So I would say let's do it. Come on, let's do it. I got my coffee. Hope you guys are having yourselves a good Saturday. And let's go.
Bada bing, bada boo.
Have you ever heard of the term destiny swapping?
One thing I do want to say, I cannot. So I found out. Get the captions off. We know what's going on here. I found out that Stephanie got merch. That there's a hoodie. I found that out 2 weeks ago on TikTok, and it's sold out. And I call myself a fan of Stephanie, and I did not know that. I'm very angry at myself that I didn't know that. But that goes to show I'm not as chronically online that I was before. Shout out to the husbands that got their wives their rotten mango hoodies and everything. Shout out to people who aren't husbands that got that. Shout out to the people who were able to snag that hoodie. I am jealous of you. I just would like to know. I would just for you to know. Okay. Either way, shout out to the rotten mango files. You heard me. Anyway, let's keep going. What'd you say, Stephanie? I'm sorry.
The term was thrown around a lot on TikTok at the end of last year. It's a term with the definition and the mechanisms of how do destiny swap, how it's done. They're still debated.
I feel like you shouldn't do that. I feel like you shouldn't force to try to destiny swap. And I'm saying black people on what's going on here. And as somebody from the South and have Southern ties and also know about stuff like that, I don't. This isn't something that should be played with. You don't play with stuff like this, you know. Let's keep going.
Practically every TikTok that you see explaining exactly what destiny swapping is, you're gonna see some sort of
what the fuck? I just got out of a friendship like this. This happened to me and my roommate. It happened with my ex. It's been years because since I cut ties complete with that person, yet my energy is still being drained and everything I do is still being sabotaged. How do I?
Well, that's not exactly what it is in the comments. And then a different explanation for destiny swapping. One person states, the definition is a little dark and complicated. It involves using negative energy, including jealousy, to impact someone's life and take their blessings.
I would say this also coincides with the same type of people who call Christians or people who love God and try to say they love God, this, that, and the third, and use that as religious psychosis. But also there are people who misrepresent what hoodoo is and also try to add numerology, try to add evil eye, all these other types of things. And it all has become something that is a conversation on TikTok. I think you shouldn't play with this. Honestly, full stop. I don't think you should play with this. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that's real and it can fuck your life up. You know what I'm saying?
Which is very vague and ominous.
My heart,
Another person states,
you got
a destiny swap occurs when one person tries to take another person's life, like their spiritual gifts, finances, friends, or job for their own. Destiny swapping is usually rooted in jealousy and insecurity. They want to take what your future holds for you for themselves.
This is around the same type of people who like to say, people on Instagram stories who don't support you. I'm being exaggerative. I understand like the intricacies and nuances of what's going on, but like people, the fact that this is something that is a thing that Stephanie is talking about is, I would say it's indicative of the same type of people who call the people who watch stories and not support their small business as monitoring spirits. These are the same type of people. Because I remember the evil eye era. I remember when everyone was checking the CoStar app on dating apps back then and were trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, I understand all of that stuff, but the fact that this story right now is what's going on here, and the conversations on TikTok and all these other things, it's just we're tackling certain types of speak, but I'm thinking of a theory that if it gets to TikTok, then it's like how when slang gets to TikTok and it's not cool anymore. That's how I'm feeling right now. We can learn, but hey, we don't play with stuff like this, okay? And just that it. We don't play with stuff like that.
Some say destiny swapping feels like someone is entering your life under the guise of being a friend, but you start noticing that they seem a little jealous of you. Like, that's how it always starts. While at the same time, they copy the smallest, minute details of your life. And this has nothing to do with gatekeeping. This is not just, oh, I love your jacket. Where did you get it? I'm going to buy the same one. Do you care? But this is copying your tiniest, little, smallest mannerisms, your habits. Small, I mean, everybody copies everybody's mannerisms the longer you're hanging out, but it's just the small things that you don't naturally pick up. It's almost like they're making an effort to emulate you.
Yep.
Small little stylistic choices. They say it's usually when someone becomes unusually focused on your life. Not just your clothes or your style, your entire life, your relationships, your routine that you think is mundane, decisions, why you make decisions. The admiration or curiosity starts feeling like they're doing a lab study on you. And that individual may also be condemning what you do, critiquing why you make certain decisions, but then they go ahead and they replicate it. They go and they do the same thing that you wanted to do that they talked you out of.
And I also think the fact that the internet and social media is a big thing. I'm not I don't want to condemn destiny swapping, but I feel like there's going to be something if like people are still around within the next 20 to 50 years, that these types of stories right here is going to be a case study for new philosophical stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, I feel like people are creating certain types of habits and stuff that weren't a thing 20 years ago, or maybe they were, but not in a way where since my brain is working a lot today, so this is going to be a long video, and this may be one of those moments where I got a tinfoil hat on, I got this, is that, and the third. I'm just going to let y'all know right now, we're getting into the get down right now with this stuff. I feel like people having the mindsets that they have is a part of social media brain. And my theory is that social media brain is going to become something that is that may be studied to be a thing for our grandkids and our great grandkids, because we are experiencing something that people have not experienced. I grew up in the cell phone era, but I also grew up in the era where the kids were sitting on the generator and being outside. That's not what it is anymore. Like, sometimes I try to give some nostalgia with what's going on and everything, but like this is a very new age. You remember how crazy it was when shit in Y2K. Y'all remember when everybody thought the world was gonna end because computers couldn't compute anything past a different number? We had iRobot in 04. Now we got AI and robots. We laughing at them now. Y'all understand like what's going on? Like, I feel like what's going on here is we all are trying to understand what society is in real time. Like now, we're literally in a Gen Z is more puritanical than they are progressive. And we're in the early stages of it. And this is something that I would love to just look into and try to make sense of it as the years go on. Like just the fact that destiny swapping is a thing. It's scary, but also it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. Oops, sorry. I tried to press it. I tried to press the button and it didn't work.
And they gained the success for themselves that you had planned for yourself. One person writes a long plea on Reddit. Please, could you pray for me? I believe my former partner's new girlfriend has destiny swapped me. The original poster writes about how she was into the occult for a long time. She received a reading from this very trusted psychic. This is like May of 2025.
Also, people, please be careful if you go to a psychic. Please be careful. Please. If you go to a psychic, if you do hoodoo, if you do all these other types of things that you may think may be something to make your life better, like if you tap into zodiac signs, angel numbers, life paths, all these things, this stuff is real, okay? Please be careful. Don't do nothing crazy. Please don't fall into those like crazy rabbit holes where you end up having to do some type of hoodoo to get your partner to want you more. Please be careful, okay? Please. I beg, please. Because the fact that you think it will work, the risk is not worth the reward. You can get to what you can get to without doing all of that stuff. Okay, please. All right. Please.
And she gets this reading, and the reader is telling her that she's going to get pregnant with a little baby boy with her boyfriend at the time. The baby boy will be born February 2026. And she writes, soon after that, my ex of 6 years, he cheated on me with this girl that he had known for a week, got with her the day after we ended. She's also very spiritual, and I believe she practices witchcraft. She's like made a few comments about it. But anyway, guess who found out they were pregnant with a little boy in May of 2025 and gave birth in February of 2026? The new girl.
Yeah.
She says since then she's faced constant job rejections. She feels like she's in a slump that she cannot get over. She feels drained, as if living the same life over and over again, getting into arguments with her family, facing financial difficulties. Yeah. She's like, is this destiny swapping? She feels like it is. One person asks, Spirituality Reddit, is destiny swapping real? Yes. I strongly believe my friend is trying to destiny.
It's real, bro. And it's scary. I'm sorry, it's scary. If you... this is why I'm trying to pinpoint what's going on here. Please don't play with this stuff. Please don't play with this stuff. Okay? If you, for something that I can grab as like something new, obsession. You know how Bear didn't think the damn Wish Willow was real? Please be careful. I'm not trying to say anything about Bear using it because Bear is the villain of the movie. However, it is real. Please be careful and understand what's going on here. That's all I'm asking. I'm trying to drill this in your head because we're in 2026 and Stephanie is talking about something that is...
swap with me. Every time she complains about something, the same thing she's complaining about miraculously starts happening to me. And then it kind of resolves in her life. She kind of solves that problem in her own life, but it's unfolding for me. This has been happening for years about multiple different things across all different things like love life, financial problems, family problems, and now career-related stuff as well. Please help me. I am desperate. Like, how do I solve this? It seems difficult to differentiate between a bad friend and a destiny swapper that could be a bad friend as well without... I mean, sometimes you could maybe have a bad friend who is unknowingly, unwittingly destiny swapping with you and you don't even know it. It's hard to say what exactly constitutes as someone trying to destiny swap. I have watched so many TikToks on this. I've read so many Reddit threads on this, and it is still unclear to me. Some say it's very simple. Like,
I mean,
it's not even that big. someone obsessively copying, mirroring you, a person in your life starts dressing like you, talking like you, pursuing your exact dreams, or becoming fixated on your every move. See, it's common. Like sometimes friends will dress similarly. Sometimes friends will be in the same industry, but someone who's doing everything the same as you. They want to dress like you, they want to eat like you, they want to go into the same field as you. An example is an acquaintance who begins adopting your unique style, career path, and even mannerisms right before your own progress halts. That's when you know someone's trying to destiny swap.
That could be possible. I also within the last week I was being a big brother to someone that like looks up to me, and I'm trying to be as vague as possible. And I saw my mannerisms being copied. That's not something that's destiny swapping, but it did make me realize that I am being watched, and I am unknowingly, or I was unknowingly, a role model to someone that just sees what you're doing. I would say it's a case by case basis. Just like the simple fact that he was copying my mannerisms when I literally like say put my leg up, or just like do this, or just like do things like that. It was just like, oh, okay. That kind of made me want to think to be more aware than I thought I already was, because just one of those things that's, yeah. But someone copying exactly who you are, that is possible. But I'm saying this for people because we're in an age of people copying everyone. And it's not a problem being influenced, but it can get weird when you just want to do everything. Just the fact that everybody wants to be everyone is kind of weird. It's really, really weird. And it can literally come down to, say, just how you walk. As somebody who already knows, if I hang around people enough, I will probably like gather up their language and their dialect. Like, on the reason why I say like so much is literally because I'm with the missus. That's why I keep saying like so much. Like what? Like this is that and the third and everything. That's something that is it's like one of those things that you should catch when you catch it. But there are other things that can be deliberate, and I feel like some people can feel like it's deliberate. Like the missus told me that I'd say like what? Like all that stuff. It comes from her. That's something natural, and I know that I do that because I just want to just connect with people. That's a conversation for a future thing to tell y'all exactly how I am. However, it can get really freaking weird. It can get really weird.
Someone comments, someone tell Jeff Bezos to watch out because once I figure this out, it's over for him. But one Reddit comment seems reassuring. They write, for reference, nobody can steal your identity. Your fate is tied to you and you can't really tamper with it in this way. If it would be possible, it would take a phenomenally skilled practitioner, not just Joe Public.
Exactly. And that's also one of the things that I have to say. Be careful if you're trying to destiny swap with someone. Be careful if you're trying to do this stuff. Don't do it, because the risk is not worth the reward. I'm saying this because this stuff has gone crazy mainstream, and one thing I do want to say that may be seen as me being tinfoil hat, Dr. Doom and Avengers literally said all of you are stealing stolen lives or stolen time or whatever. You don't do this, all right? I believe in stuff like that. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Be your own person, please. Please be your own person. Don't try to destiny swap with people, okay? Don't do it. because you're not going to get off scot-free, all right? You're not. You're not.
Others say, no, don't listen to this person. It's very real and it's very serious. However, it's also serious for the person trying to destiny swap. They say the person who wants to destiny swap is going to suffer misfortune in the long run.
Probably,
because
yes.
fate works really hard to restore itself, and the person who wanted the swap will usually suffer the consequences. Typically, once the destiny swap is reversed, because it is always reversed, that person will eventually lose everything that they've gained as a result of the exchange. But what if they don't? Like, what if they successfully destiny swap?
If they successfully destiny swap, this isn't something that's like time constrained. You're like, this is one of those things where you don't, bro. No. You may think that you're doing that right now, but it will bite you in the ass. Just be careful. Don't cross that bridge. It will bite you in the ass. Even if you get everything that you wanted from destiny swapping, just know you're on borrowed time or stolen time. That's all I gotta say.
One TikToker ominously puts it like this: the most dangerous part of destiny swapping is they want to be the only one to experience the predetermined course of events. So it goes from wanting a piece of your destiny to wanting to be the only person that has your destiny.
And
they
that's
want
not
you to not even be on the same course. They want to be the only one to get to that destination. They have now decided that's my destination and I want to be the only one to get there. And of course, to be the only one, they got to take you out fully. That is what a lot of people believe may have happened to a famous influencer in Mexico, Valeria. It's believed by many netizens that someone that was so close to her, was so jealous of her, wanted to live her life, wanted to have her destiny so badly, she took her out. This is the case of 23-year-old Valeria Márquez and how she was shot and killed during a TikTok live stream, and nobody thinks the real killer is the gunman.
Nigga, what?
They think it's one of her closest friends and someone who wanted her life.
Bro, I ain't gonna hold you. This shit is scary as fuck, bro. Like, this shit is scary. I feel like we are literally in a time where, you know how, like, okay, to make it make sense, hold on. There we go. To make it make sense, or to try to make it make sense, you know how the whole world finds out about something in real time, and now the world has changed because we find out about something in real time? I feel like we are literally in the middle of these case studies to make something make sense, as the same way as people on TikTok find out about certain words in real time. You know how like the majority of the masses didn't know what Darvo was until Taylor Frankie Paul? Like, I feel like there's I feel like what's going on now, and people calling it social media brain, I feel like we're literally like forming a whole type of thing that is going to be studied upon and also told to future generations. Because what the fuck is this story? You know? And I think it's not going to be something that is called psychosis. Like, it's a lot of things that probably you guys are going to forget after this video, but I just want to just talk about like what's going on here. Like, we're experiencing a lot of new things, but people are using old labels and old not confirmed, but studied about things about something new that's going to redo the study of what's going on. And this like ties into one of the joints where I was just like, who is the first person to tap into why schizophrenia is a thing? And I'm not saying that this whole thing is schizophrenia, but like the fact that and I'm using that as an example because people find out about something, but then it becomes something else. And as somebody who watches how social media has literally changed within the past 3 years, I feel like this is going to be a breakthrough in honestly human civilization. But at the same time, we're having to deal with AI. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just one of those things that I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it, but let's keep going. We're getting into our tinfoil hat today. I want to talk to you guys. Shit, it's been 6 minutes in this video, and we're 25 minutes in of me chatting.
Mango to support Enland's Community, a nonprofit dedicated to eliminating gender inequality and intimate partner violence in the Latino immigrant community in central New Mexico. This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's team of dedicated researchers and translators. We'd also like to thank our listeners for your continued support. As always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com. Today's case has mentions of gun, gender, and potential cartel-based violence. Please take a break if you need to. Thank you to our professional translators who helped us navigate this case. There was a lot going on. And with that said, let's get started.
Let's go.
Valeria Márquez is most often compared to a real-life Barbie in Mexico. She's got blonde hair. I mean, albeit it is dyed, but she does have the blonde hair. She's got the blue eyes, and those blue eyes are natural. She just has these absolutely unreal body proportions, and I'm not saying that as in like, oh, she's had work done. She has had work done, and she is very open and honest about it. But her proportions are like straight out of a Barbie box. She looks like a Barbie. She's stunning. Right, she's got her own business. She recently opened up her own beauty spa, the Blossom Beauty Lounge. It kind of worked out perfectly. I mean, she's got like a social media following. They follow her for her looks. She's been open about the treatments she gets.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. Boy, I love when women open up like an esthetician joint or like a beauty shop or just like a whatever the fuck they're doing. Bro, it's so cool, bro. It's so fucking cool to me because like I don't know why I'm saying because like it's very inspiring. You know, as somebody who's a black man who's had the same barber since I was like 14, 15 years old, and he's like getting into his shit, bro. It's beautiful, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Shout out to all the people who are becoming estheticians, who are opening up their own shops. Like stuff like that really makes my heart so full because like this is your shit. This is your shit. And I know some people may be like, oh, oh, you did this, that, because you made something of yourself and opened up something that you own. And you're you are somebody who like, you know, serves people. Like you're like just stuff like that. Like I love that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey man, shit man. Hey, shit man.
And now you can go straight to the source. Plus, she's like the built-in marketing for the spa. May 13th, 2025. Valeria starts a TikTok live stream at the salon. The live stream itself lasts just under an hour, about 55 minutes. And the majority of the live stream, I would say, is pretty mundane. Like, there's really nothing out of the ordinary occurring, except, I mean, the fact that it appears Valeria wants to go home. Like, she just wants to go home from the spa earlier, but she's staying because one of her employees informs her, there's a guy looking for you. So there's this kind of like this side conversation happening.
Whoa, hold on. Whoa. What the fuck? Yo, okay, wait, another thing that's new now is this live streaming culture. And I feel like there's something in like live streaming culture that has normalized live streaming but hasn't normalized real life stuff that happens in these live streams. You know, and say like we know like the Kai Cenats, we know the Plaque Boy Maxes, we know like Speed, all these other people that but just like the fact that when I'm like doom scrolling on TikTok, right? The fact that there's a lot of people live streaming on TikTok has like opened my mind up to this is something so new to people, but they try to act like it's normalized. However, at the same time, Because I remember I saw, you know what, just to say, in terms of like someone getting like killed on live, this is something that I've seen before. And I also saw something that may be past, that people may like skate past. I saw someone getting killed on Twitter from like a delivery driver and stuff like that. And rest in peace to that person. I feel like live streaming is also adding, and also, no, I feel like live streaming is speed running that same type of thing I was talking about. You know, because we are experiencing so many new things in real time, but people like to be more absolute with how they may see what's going on. Like literally, the fact that somebody said, "Oh, somebody's looking for you on live stream," like it's just like, whoa, what the fuck, huh? What are you talking about? What? And I think live streams should be mundane, because life is mundane. I think the collective consciousness of people and the reason why people may think that a live stream should be always good is not always, not that a live stream should always be happy and always be exciting and always be entertaining is not good. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good, because human beings are not exciting 24/7 of the time. 24, they're not. Okay? I thought the point of live streaming is one of those points where people get to talking and stuff like that, but still, this is scary. I ain't gonna lie to you. I also woke up from a nap, so this is my first video after I just woke up, so I'm very chatty right now.
Happening throughout the entire live stream, and she's like, "What guy?" And the employee is telling her, "I don't know, some delivery man came and he was looking for you. He's like, 'Are you Valeria?' And I was like, 'No, I'm just your employee,
Valeria.
But she's gonna be back in an hour,' because she had gone to the doctor's.
Hell no.
And he's like, 'Well, I have a package for her and it's very expensive.' So the employee's like, 'Well, I'll take it. Like, that's my boss. She's gonna come back to the salon in an hour.' And he said, 'No, I have to give it straight to Valeria.'"
No, the fuck you don't. You can have somebody. No. You can leave it. You're sending this to a business. Those are one of those cues that my paranoid ass is thinking about.
"So I can't leave it with you, but I'll be back."
Okay, so she found out about this in the middle of her live stream?
She found out a little bit before, and she's explaining to her live stream viewers what's happening and why she's still at the spa, even though there's no customers anymore. It's just her and her employee waiting for this mysterious delivery man, and she doesn't know what it is, but her employee was like, "I think it looked like an expensive gift," but
What
he
is
didn't
it?
say who it was from. Like, he didn't say anything. He just said he had to drop it off with you.
Hell no.
50 minutes into the live stream, a delivery man walks in with said mysterious present and asks if she is Valeria Márquez. She says yes, and she mutes the live stream.
Do we see what's going on, or just her
Fuck
face?
no.
We just see her.
Whoa. No, whoa. Yo, nope. No. The fact that this is like something that's happening on live, yo, rest in peace, bro. This is some scary shit, son. No, bro, no. Oh my gosh. Oh. I'd say to anybody who wants to be an inspiring person or an aspiring content creator or famous person, don't tell them who your name is, man. There's like a thing where I was growing up where someone like calls and they say, "Is this da 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 da?" And you say, "Who's asking?" Like it's
Right then and there, after she mutes it, the man opens fire and shoots her first in the chest, then twice in the head, killing her
Oh
on her
my
own TikTok
gosh.
live stream.
What
Frame.
the
Yeah.
fuck?
At some point, and I'm not sure the exact statistics, there came a point where, you know how we have WAGs, wives and girlfriends of athletes. There became this narco culture where there's almost like WAGs for narcos.
Yeah, ain't that like, wasn't that from like Mob Wives? You know, Big Ange and them and stuff like that. Ain't that like around? Wasn't that before the wives and girlfriend stuff?
The wife and
Wives and girlfriends
Yeah.
of the biggest narcos, like the biggest traffickers, cartel
Yeah.
members.
and they're famous.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're famous, widely
Oh
known.
yeah, like the
Yeah.
El Chapo's
Yeah,
wife
yeah,
is
yeah.
the most
Yeah.
famous one. Yeah, she is
Right.
like kind of symbolic of this exact lifestyle and term that we're about to get into. And I think it has to do with the fact that, I mean, I'm not sure exactly on the exact statistics because I don't think they're filing taxes and identifying themselves, but
I mean,
I'm not sure exactly how many traffickers are women, but I would imagine most narco traffickers are still predominantly men. So naturally, they date people and people identify those people. You see almost this lifestyle around it.
this isn't a conversation that I need to have. But
There is a slang term that's used to reference some of them, and our researchers say it's like a very common term. It's not like derogatory or anything, but it's buchonas. So it comes from the word of like a very high-end, well-loved liquor brand from the Sinaloa cartel that they all drank.
wait a minute, for real? I've seen this bottle before. What the fuck? Oh, okay.
Huh. Okay.
Interesting.
It's like confusing. It's hard to describe the
They
word.
called
Okay.
the girlfriend and the wife's that term.
Buchonas, but yes, but it's also a lifestyle.
Oh.
So it's a word that became popular in Sinaloa, Mexico. At first, it's like a way to describe the very extravagant girlfriends of new age narcos. So again, like Emma from El Chapo, like El Chapo's wife, right? And it can broadly be referencing all narco wives and girlfriends. Like some people use it to categorize anyone who dates any narco.
You know, I do want to say, like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to anybody who's able to find a whole like income from proximity to people. Like just the simple fact of someone who has been trying to just look at or just tapping into entertainment since I was a kid. Just the fact that we have different versions of women literally finding their own path, regardless of what it is. I think that is cool as shit. I know the majority of people who hate women will like to say, like, oh, you have no talent, you have no this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, bro, it's just like, I feel like there's talent in just, I don't know how to say it. Like, I just respect it, bro. I don't want to be the type of person to ridicule you for how you eat steak, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because now we're in an age where that shit is so normalized. And it's like the fact that we have wags and stuff like that, and these are respected women in what's going on here. Like, I just, it for me, it's like it is a sign of the times, but also you gotta respect it, bro, because these women are also shit. What you call it? Girl bosses? That's what that shit's called. Like, cause like that's just it. I find this shit cool, Mo. Sorry. DV accent's coming out. My bad. Sorry.
Okay. Or it can just be referencing a very specific type of girlfriend who dates a trafficker. Usually they are identifiable. And I was like reading through a lot of the translated, almost like historian type articles that were written. So people who are studying these trends in Mexico, like Mexican journalists who are studying the rise of the narco culture and narco world. Usually they wear tight and flashy clothing. Understated is not the goal. They like brand names, typically Versace and Louis Vuitton. Those are like the two. Long hair, long nails, Coke bottle body proportions.
Coke
Makeup is
bottle
done in a very
body.
dramatic fashion, heavy on the eyeshadow, eyeliner, fake lashes. Usually there's a lot of emphasis on breast augmentations, liposuction, BBLs. I will say there is a link between the cartel and cosmetic surgery, since many cartel traffickers are known to pay for their girlfriends' cosmetic surgeries, and sometimes all of their girlfriends. One famous surgeon was interviewed by journalists, and he said, there was one single high-up cartel member who came in, paid for 30 women's different surgeries, all paid in cash.
That's a different type. This is the same type of world, bro. Just like, oh my gosh. I see when I'm looking at Stephanie's videos and watching her in real time. Well, I don't know how she actually finds out about stuff like this in real time, but just watching her explain what's going on, and sometimes she has like some type of discomfort in explaining it. Just like as someone who just knows like this shit is just what it is. The fact that this is something that literally rappers do, and it's just like, wow. For me, I'm just thinking, wow, the similarities of certain type of industries and lifestyles, and I just think of like how they both come together in similarities. But the fact that you're able to pay for 30 women's like cosmetic surgeries is like, oh yeah, you getting that money on. Okay. But then I'm just looking at like the pipeline of that whole culture, and then you got Maloney Baloney, who's like giving out Birkins, but they're actually Kelly's. And then literally a week later, after I found out about the Maloney Baloney thing, you got Drake literally doing this shit and just giving out stuff. It's just like, it makes me think. And I'm just interested. Interesting. All right, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
His 30 girlfriends?
I don't know if it's all at the same time, but it seems like in a short span of time.
I
you
mean,
would have
hey.
to think that there's some overlap for sure.
Wow.
I mean, sure. I mean, that's what, hey, man. Shit, fuck it.
That's not as, I guess, relevant, but the word buchona now means a lot of things. So at first it was basically just anyone who dates a trafficker, but then it transforms into, okay, well, it's the type of women who date a trafficker and they all have a certain look to them. Think like Kim Kardashian, Lauren Sanchez look. Then it was, no, it's anyone who's involved in the narco lifestyle that is a woman. So it's like an aesthetic, right? It's like, how Y2K is an aesthetic. This is kind of the narco aesthetic. It's more like a blanket term for a lifestyle. Affiliated with cartels or not, it's just an aesthetic. It's to describe a woman who likes to show off what God and her surgeon may have given her, which is nothing wrong with that. And someone who doesn't hide the fact that they have very large personalities, like a woman who doesn't hide the fact that she's very vocal and strong, and they like to party, and they like to meet people, including men.
Okay.
And like, what's wrong with that? That is a woman's prerogative after all.
I mean, yeah.
But one Mexican reporter describes the lifestyle as they represent glamour and authority in their own way. You have these powerful women. Ooh. It's not this Mexican woman who is submissive without money. These women have Chanel, Gucci. It's a search. It's almost a search for an identity of power. There was even a show called Las Buchonas, which followed the lives of 4 women with ties to cartels. I guess it's kind of like mob wives.
And also, as somebody who literally grew up around like women with strong personalities, and just women who are just like, and I know that the thing for women, like calling them strong, is not derogatory, but it's like they don't like that. From what I've known, I would say the way that I speak comes from how I was raised. And sometimes when I'm like reading comments, or sometimes when I'm speaking to people, I get called performative in how I speak. But like at the end of the day, it's like, cause I was raised this way to see women as powerful. You know what I'm saying? And when I look at certain conversations about about like men and women and how men are, putting down women, and that women were meek, women were this is that and the third. I didn't grow up around that, of that meekness. So like I'm learning in real time of these time, like more or less like I'm listening to women speak about like how women were viewed and everything, and of course viewed, treated, and all these other things, and I'm trying to understand at the same time, because my experience of who I grew up around is not indicative of how women are. But sometimes when I see conversations around men speaking about women, and especially in this climate now where women are literally killing it in all these things, and literally like, I believe women run social media and how things are, things are like happening. It's like, wow. I don't want to call it a privilege, but from what I see, it's like when someone says like women were this is that and the third, I'm listening because the women in my life were powerful as fuck. Like powerful as hell. So when I say I respect what's going on, like handle your candle, this is that and the third, but sometimes I may say something that comes off putting, and I would love to, I'd like to, take accountability for it. It's really interesting to see just how people speak about powerful women. It's just like very interesting to see, because I don't come from it's just like, yo, first off, respect how you handle your candle. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to belittle somebody for how they eat steak, bro. If you got to get what you got to get it with how you get it, and you get it how you live. It's not my job to try to belittle you for doing that. That's why I just love listening to people and seeing what's going on. And like seeing Stephanie understand. Like, bro, women are powerful, bro. Like, what was that shit that, what's that show with Kim Kardashian, Tiana Taylor, and Sarah Paulson? Was it All's Fair or whatever? Like I like that, like stuff like that is how I just view, not how I view women, but it's just like women are powerful. Like I don't understand why. Like there's reasons why we have hell have no fury, but a woman scorned. There's reasons why we have quotes like that. There's reasons why. So it's like hearing people. Maybe I'm just talking too much. I don't know. I need to refill my coffee, so I'm gonna go do that real quick and come back. Like I'm really thinking. My brain is I'm fresh off a nap right now. Shout out to the women that do what they gotta do, gang. I ain't gonna hold you. That's cool as fuck. Hey man.
That's the vibe I get. It's like mob wives. Like we went through a trend where we were obsessed with mob wives. Like we wanted to know who was dating which mob boss who was in federal prison. You know what I mean?
What's the difference? Oh, just like regions?
Yeah, I guess instead of the mob and the mafia, it's just the cartel.
Well,
I see.
Right,
shit, man,
which I mean, I guess we can sit here and debate which one has the more harmful negativity to humankind as a whole, but it's essentially the same thing. You're dating someone who has a lot of power and a lot of money that is in organized crime. Right. There are times it obviously gets a little bit out of control. Normalizing drug trafficking and glorifying the lifestyle is objectively not a good thing that I would encourage anyone to do. However, one viral incident has pissed off a lot of Mexican netizens because someone decided to throw their 8-year-old daughter a buchona style birthday party.
What?
Not just with like the style of clothing and makeup, which is already, it's fine as an adult, but not fine if you're 8 years old, but also by providing prop alcohol bottles and prop guns to take pictures with.
Huh.
And it's interesting, I will say though, because sometimes the wives and girlfriends of drug traffickers are looked down upon more than the drug traffickers themselves, which I thought is fascinating. It's kind of sick and twisted and sad.
Isn't that just misogyny? Like women being the more heavily scrutinized when the men are like actually doing the stuff that deserves scrutiny? Like, isn't that just misogyny? I thought that's. I mean,
Okay, don't get me wrong. I think drug trafficking is looked down upon everywhere, right? But there is, somewhat of a sentiment of, well, if certain governments cannot help you and people are born into a condition where the only thing around them is this option that they need to put food on the table, perhaps they did not get into it out of greed, but rather survival. Is it still bad? Yes, but like there's still more of a nuanced take. That type of grace does not lend itself to the wags of narcos for some reason. Like,
I mean, I understand that, and also like, and I feel like that's also a conversation that some people outside of the Black community sometimes have like a blind eye towards. That like some people literally, and it's not saying that it's good. I'm not saying it's good, but the way that some people treat certain types of people in terms of the options that they have to survive, sometimes it's like as if they're speaking on someone who had the privilege but chose bad, you know? And I'm just like listening to Stephanie speak. And also, I would like to ask I would say Mexican, like anyone who is Mexican, please in the comments, like how do you feel about this? You know what I'm saying? Because I would say for me, I always want to be sensitive to cultures and everything. However, when I came into life, like I grew up in PG County, Maryland, and it was deemed as the most richest Black neighborhood, but also there were people who personified and people that I actually looked up to who grew up around me in certain areas in this same PG County, or in this same bubble that people consider PG County as this affluent Black community. And there were people who still were doing drill music. And growing up, literally all I listened to and all that was literally glorified was drill music, kill somebody type music. Like literally, like bro, I can literally, in my college, there was a song by Q the Fool called Guns and Bells. And he literally lived right down the street from one of the most not affluent, one of the most expensive townhouse areas in PG County. And there was a thing that people say that these guys who want to personify the gangsta lifestyle lived in mansions. And they tried to make it seem, and they said they made it seem like these people were personifying a certain type of energy or a certain type of YN type of lifestyle. But at the end of the day, I was still seeing, growing up in the area, where literally down the street somebody just got murdered, bro. Like, it's just like, just thinking about stuff like that made me just think, because my family is from DC, Florida, the Carolinas, and New Jersey. So sitting here just observing. And also, sorry, I went on a tangent. My dad introduced me into crime movies and all these types of things, like Scarface, Goodfellas, The Sopranos, The Godfather, all these other types of things. And it's like, growing up, as I've grown up, I didn't have those people explain it to me. And I would love to. Oh, also, I remember when I found out about Narcos when it first came out, that made me want to get into Pablo Escobar, El Chapo, all these other types of things. Like, I guess since as a kid, I was just like curious. I'm going on a lot of tangents right now. I'm sorry. I apologize. How do y'all feel about, say, if this stuff right here is is one of those things that may stereotype your culture? Like, is that something that is a thing with you? You know, like I would like to know, like, how do y'all feel about that type of rhetoric being bestowed upon you? Because literally, like, you know how they literally call young black kids YNs. Like, they're literally called young niggas. That's what YN is. Or they have a ninja emoji. That is literally the softened version of calling a YN a nigga. You know? Like, it's just like, how do you all feel about this type of rhetoric towards your culture? Like, I do find that very interesting.
The women are considered shallow and gold diggers and never really given the same small amount of grace, I guess.
They do that for black women,
that, like,
too.
well, maybe there was no other way for them to put food on the table and find safety, but
yeah,
anyway,
like, it's just,
it's just interesting. It's fascinating.
So they are mostly looked down upon by the mass?
Yes, I would.
Also, quick question. Okay, so there was something that I wanted to ask for women. Like, okay, so about the things that like the conversation of women getting the blame for what men should get the blame for. And I'm asking you all because I remember the missus had me watching I think it was called All Her Fault, I believe. And it was like tackling like a mom, I believe, losing her child, I believe, and just the simple fact of them thinking it was literally all her fault, and it could have been something that literally she had nothing to do with. Like, I'm trying to, and I told her, well, and this is crazy. Like, I inquired to her of like, wait, so in terms of not misogyny, but like, say, like a patriarchal society, is the simple fact that a mom is seen as the person who is the last line of defense of a child, and like that simple like understanding, or that simple rhetoric that the mom is the person that is supposed to be the most protective of said child, also is a double-edged sword to when something bad happens to the child, regardless if it's your fault. Like, is that something that is a thing with women? Because when I was watching All Her Fault, I understood that, yeah, women are, I understood, or from growing up, it's just like women are held at a certain type of standard to where it may be seen as oppressive, but also my question is like, does it matter who perpetuates it? You know, like who is the person that does the most ridicule towards these people? But does it matter when it comes to the person asking the question? Like, me being a man, understanding that men are mean as shit to women, but also I also understand, and I've been told, and I've grown up seeing that women also do the same. So when it comes to something like that, like, is it good to actually put the blame on the majority of the people doing it, or just put the blame on the actual system that is making people okay, that is making people feel empowered to do that? Like, which one is more, like, for me, I'm always like sitting here asking, like, which one is the most the best thing to do? You know, because I can understand. And also, again, I would like to say I come from I was raised by women. Okay, so I've seen all these types of things being said, and the reason why I think the way that I think is honestly just like me trying to make sense of what's going on. But I see what's going on, and I understand my privilege, so that's why I ask questions. it's like, but I guess just blame the system, because the system is fucked. Because for me, I'm like, okay, you stand next to a drug dealer, you stand next to a rapper, you stand next to this, is that, and the third. You get your chicken how you need to get your chicken. And like, that's just it. But more or less, it's like, wait, why are you getting ridiculed for literally like finding whatever you need to find to put food on the table for the choices that you've made? Like, I'm just like, wait, why are y'all, why? First off, I'm just saying, like, why is maybe it could be, the system. It's probably surrounded by the system. And it's probably just the system, and it makes people more comfortable to ridicule people who, I guess, are more accessible rather than the person who is seen as untouchable. Is that what that is? I don't know. Because if I'm thinking, say like you can't speak to the big boss, but you're speaking to somebody who is connected to the big boss, but also they have a pulse on the community. And also, when I say the community, I'm like the people who are asking questions. So if that's the only person that you have a line of communication with, that same type of vitriol seeps into that same person that you have that line of communication with. Like, does that make sense? Like, is that what that is? Or am I thinking too much? I don't know. Interesting. Huh. Oops.
Most Mexican netizens do not like this flaunting of this lifestyle. I mean, I guess it's the same in the US. Like, if you see pictures on Facebook of people holding wads of cash and guns, you're like,
Yeah.
that's not good. I wouldn't want my kid to do that. I don't have kids, or, whoever.
I see.
Now, do all drug traffickers and their romantic interests come from such backgrounds where there really is nothing to do but survive off of trafficking? Probably not. But it's just, I think it's interesting that the women always get ripped apart quicker, and
that's kind of crazy.
more than the traffickers. It's like kind of weird. It almost seems like a bigger moral sin to date a trafficker than it is to be a trafficker. I think it's idiotic, but no one asked for my opinion ever. The Buchona lifestyle has
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. Good question. So if we're, okay, and I'm thinking, it's not a quick question, so just a question. I'm thinking, to you, is the reason why that's the thing is because the person that's standing next to this same person that is seen like they don't have any other choice but to do this to survive, is the I guess the thought towards the person that stands next to them, because they have that choice to do that and they choose to stand next to this person that doesn't have a choice, is that one of the reasons why people ridicule the women who stand next to someone who is seen as not having a choice? But at the end of the day, everyone has a choice. I understand that. However, sometimes there are things that happen, and I'm saying in a broad sense of literal humanity. There are things that happen where you may feel like you don't have a choice. And it's going towards the offer you can't refuse. And the simple fact that there is an offer that you can't refuse, it's like, when are we getting to the empathy that people ask for when literally you have one choice or death? I'm just thinking. I hope it came out well. I'm just trying to figure out, like, is that the reason? Or is there a specific reason? And I know it's like underlying misogyny or patriarchy and stuff like that, but I want to get into the nitty gritty of the actual reason, because of where someone is seen as the standard. I'm thinking today. Is it bad that I'm thinking as much as I am right now? Shit. Oh my gosh. What the fuck is my problem?
Of nuanced debate around it. And Valeria is a very famous Mexican influencer that some people associated with that lifestyle.
Do we know if she is or not? Or
She kept it under wraps whilst she was alive. There was always suspicions. I think people started picking up different things, right? In the beginning, when she was still alive, I don't think people had confirmation whether or not she was emulating a lifestyle because that was her personal style and interest, or whether she was involved with someone who is a trafficker. Because it's also an aesthetic now. So it's very confusing of like, was it just an aesthetic that she really liked? Because there's a lot of women in Sinaloa specifically who have made influencer careers, clothing companies based off of the buchona lifestyle. But
but that's also, I think that's one of those things where it's just accept this. I think it's one of those things, and of course I can be proven wrong, because at the same time there are people who call women over in America like hoes, this is that and the third, all these other types of things, and they probably aren't in that underworld type of thing, but they may put the uniform on, but also like, but it's like, so what? That could be their style. They might think this shit is cool. Like for me, I'm just thinking like, is this just people just having like a natural human curiosity, but also that same type of curiosity can be rude, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things where it's just like, if that's her personal style, like that's her personal style. But also I'm looking at, but that personal style is coincided with something that can be seen as not good. But also at the same time, I guess, you know what? This is one of those things where I should just sit in my man brain and be like, you know what? Maybe that's just something that I just shouldn't understand, and just like let the ladies do what they do. You know what I'm saying? I guess my natural curiosity is trying to figure out why people do the stuff that they do, in terms of like trying to nitpick to see if she's actually in what's going on.
It's unclear whether or not they have any relation to any cartel or have ever dated a trafficker. So is it like a situation like that? I mean, she's very open. I mean, her look, I guess people immediately identify to be part of this lifestyle, which I'm not entirely sure if it makes sense, but she's very open about her cosmetic procedures. Everyone called her the real life Barbie. And I also think it's very refreshing for the audience because she embraced the nickname, but she's also like so straightforward that her doctor had a lot to do with it. She states, I've had breast augmentation surgery, liposuction, rib reduction, fat transfer to my hips, my butt, cheek reduction surgery, like the buccal fat removal, and that's it. And she's got like a very curvy yet slim figure. She dyes her hair blonde. She's got natural blue eyes. This was another point where people were like, well, now I'm confused. She would post a lot of pictures of herself on yachts, private planes, parties, which is not unlike a lot of influencers in the US where they're always on yachts and we're like, how are you on a yacht? We don't know. Nobody knows, right? So netizens are just kind of wondering, how can she afford such a lifestyle? And that naturally leads people to speculating that she's involved with a narco.
I mean, that, or you're involved in a bunch of other stuff. But it's like, yo, I'm just sitting there thinking, now that, like, someone who's straightforward in having like cosmetic surgery, I support the fuck out of it. Cause it's like one of those things, like people will try to vilify you for saying, what was it? Like people will try to vilify women for having plastic surgery as if like this is like the early 90s when people were afraid of telling the world that they have had plastic surgery, or back in the day. Like nowadays, like bro, plastic surgery is very fucking common. Over in my apartment complex, I've seen some things, but it's just like, all right, for sure. You got the money to do what you want to do with your fucking body. That's cool. But then you go on the internet and people are saying like, oh, you're not this without this, that. But it's just like, what type of mindset are we in? If she's straightforward with what's going on, do what you need to do, man. Shit, man. Do you understand? Cause there's one thing that I'm just gonna put out here. I want to get my teeth done. Okay. If I get my teeth done, I'm going to feel happy. If somebody comes to, and I know that I'm a man, but I have image issues, but if somebody comes to me saying your teeth look like, nigga, I know. I know that. You know what? I want to get the money to fix my teeth because I want my teeth to look a certain type of way. You're correct. I did get my teeth done. Hopefully it looks natural whenever, if the Lord blesses me with the money to get my teeth done, I'm going to do it. What Cardi B say? I got a bag and fix my teeth. Motherfucker, I would like to get a bag and fix my teeth. At the same time, if someone gets a bag and wants to do their body how they want to do it, like, that's just what they want to do. You know, like, that's it. However, I feel like people on the internet are confused in themselves because they're still trying to fit into this type of mindset that was what it was back then and try to shame people for getting plastic surgery. It's just like, at the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gives a fuck if you're natural. Nobody gives a fuck if you're this is that. But I mean, people do give a fuck. But I guess I'm just talking too much. Like, bro, if you get plastic surgery, cool, gang. Like, that's just what you want to do. If that's what you want to do with your body, that's what you want to do. And that should just be it. That's why I respect people who are more straightforward. I also respect people who aren't straightforward. Like you just that's just what if that's what you doing, that's what you doing. I don't really like shaming people for what's going on. But I'm not a spokesperson for the whole world. I'm just like, damn. It's kind of fucked up. Because at the end of the day, I bet if these people who's talking shit, if they had money, they would probably change something that the Lord ain't give them when they first, you know what I'm saying, came into this world, you know? Shit, man, I still got this fucking tooth right here. That motherfucker went all the way up here. That shit was all the way up here. And I had the dentist and I still want to get my fucking teeth done. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like people can't do what they want to do. But at the end of the day, people probably just can't do what they want to do without ridicule because the world just wants to ridicule people. You know, she look good, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. She look good, bro. Like, that's just what it is. I'm jealous of her skin. It's really nice. Shit.
Is she a big time influencer or?
She's pretty big. I would think that maybe got bigger after her death.
Oh.
But
my
she's
gosh.
pretty big. Yeah.
Huh. Rest
And
in
very
peace,
widely liked.
Rest in
There's
peace, man.
also a video of her trying to carry a giant bouquet of roses that she received as a present, which in Mexico, big bouquets of red roses are, I mean, same here, sign of affection, yes, but like mainly a sign of wealth. They're often referred to as ramo buchon. So
Ramo buchon.
bouquet buchon, like buchon again references someone associated with drug trafficking culture. So like bouquet and then drug trafficking lifestyle.
Interesting.
Because I guess those are typically the people who flaunt it and will follow this trend. And it does take quite a bit of money to... It's like a very specific aesthetic, right? So people are like, well, does that mean that she's dating a trafficker? We don't really know.
No, it doesn't mean
and she's
that.
always kind of... She's like weirdly private about her dating life, but not private. So she'll tell us about things that happened with her ex-boyfriend. But she won't straight up tell us who she was dating.
Okay.
She'll post some pictures, but his face is hidden. Right?
Okay.
So it's kind of like you kind of get an idea, but not really. Now, she also does have a very big personality. So people just assumed that's also part of her dating a trafficker. I'm not a narc. I don't even know. Just by looking at her clothing, her lifestyle, I don't know if she even falls into this category, but they say she did. She just, to me, seems like a normal girl just having fun. I watched a lot of her live streams that our researchers translated, and she just has blunt humor, and people keep trying to say, oh, this is that lifestyle. And I just think that she's just blunt. Like in a video, her uncle, who is a hairdresser, is doing her hair, and she's responding to live comments. She's live streaming. Someone makes a dig at her in the comments. They ask her, do you come from Temu? Basically insinuating that she's factory made and cheap. And she reads it out loud and quickly responds, actually from Shein, babes.
Viene de Temu, de Shein, bebé.
And she doesn't even seem bothered in the slightest. Like, in fact, she seems slightly amused by her own response, but her uncle is defending her. Like, those girls who comment, like, I want to see them in person. What, are they Dior or something? And she clarifies, well, it was a guy that commented. But then another person tries to be snarky, asking, what do you have that is natural? And she thinks about it for a second and she says, my eyes, my nose, and my feelings.
Personality. Yeah, nigga, what
And
the
she
fuck?
starts chuckling at her own words.
That's the thing that be frying me, bro. People be talking about this, all natural that, but people be like, these same people be saying the thing that matters most is what's inside. The same type of people who try to vilify someone for having money to change their appearance will say what's more important is what's inside. So it doesn't fucking matter, bro. Like, I feel like that's like the dance with like humans, gang. Like, it's just like, bro, what the fuck? Like, wait, so, but it's like, wait a minute. What do you matter most? For people who are talking shit about people who got the money to get their body done or something. Y'all the same type of people to say like it don't matter what you have on the outside. It's what the inside that counts. These same type of people be like, what about you is natural? The inside, motherfucker. That's what's natural. But I don't know. Is there like a cultural difference or something? Like, I don't know. That's why I would like to learn from you all. I'm just like, why people try to vilify people for what's going on? I'm always, interesting.
And like, if having a big personality and having Barbie-like proportions and being a girl's girl is a certain lifestyle, like maybe we should all join that lifestyle. Valeria's audience seems to primarily be other girls and women. She had her own private Instagram channel where she would drop messages, pictures, stories about her life. It's called Personal Girlfriends. And just a quick disclaimer, the conversation of Buchona lifestyles and her potentially dating traffickers is going to be relevant after her death. So I'm not just talking in depth about it, even though it's unrelated. It's going to be pretty pertinent to the investigation into her passing. Okay. Now, there's a lot of Valeria's digital footprints that have since gone viral again with after her passing, with people digging up old posts. One of these circulating ones is not long before her death. Valeria posts a screenshot of text messages between her and a friend of hers. The point seems to be showcasing their very goofy banter that they have, joking about Valeria's love life, and we don't get too much context. So some people pick it apart to understand Valeria's love life because they think her passing has to do with her love life. Others think it's unrelated. So there's a lot of different interpretations. But she is texting one of her best friends, like her public best friend, who is also posting on TikTok and Instagram all the time. Okay. Her name is Vivian. So Vivian texts Valeria something. People think it's about how she should get back together with her ex. Okay. The ex being a suspected trafficker is what people think, okay? But Valeria responds, ha ha ha, I would rather shit in my soup.
Oh my gosh. Ew. Oh my fuck. Ugh. Damn, I ain't never heard that before. Usually I would say I would rather cut grass with scissors, or I would rather eat a jean jacket. I'd rather have shit on my soup? Holy fuck.
Vivian writes back, bitch, I know you want it, ha ha ha. Okay. She says, I mean, yes. And Vivian says, I will throw some lime at you. So lime, I guess, has some sort of like purifying context. Like, I'm going to purify you, right? And she said, but no, ha ha ha. So Valeria is like, yes, but no, like I would never. They joke about how the thing has died. I don't know if it's the love or whatever. And she's like, not even in my nightmares would I. So Valeria is talking very strongly about how she would never get back to her together with her ex, is what the conversation seems like. Okay. Now, this is where people think it's weird because...
Okay, good question. Is it weird that I'm like interested in stuff like this? Like, do y'all have like a certain type of like preconceived notion of me or something? I don't know. Cause when I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm just remembering the stuff that I was tapping into, and when we talk about certain types of things, like, I feel like I'm just like a messy person. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is the type of shit I was tapped into. I don't know. Do y'all feel like I'm like a certain type of way? Like, I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm thinking too much. Let's keep going. Sorry.
Vivian texts her, the only one visiting you. Basically insinuating that Valeria's love life is very isolated and empty right now. And she jokes, the only one visiting you is myself, Santa, and your uncles. Ha 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 ha. So Valeria is close to her best friend Vivian. She's very close to her uncles. She actually started her salon with one of her uncles.
Hey, that's
and
what's
Santa.
Up.
as in La Santa Muerta, the Holy Death.
Oh, shit.
Not long after,
What?
Oh.
Valeria will be killed.
Oh, fuck. I thought this was something else. Okay.
La Santa Muerte is the holy death, saint death, if you will, depending on who you ask. You know, they will either tell you she is a folk saint that you need to show respect to, or they will try to douse you with tap water because holy water is a little harder to get your hands on. Holy death is typically represented as a female skeleton. So it's a female skeleton in a long robe, and she's holding a scythe, like a Grim Reaper almost. You know?
Right. Okay.
Side note, the Catholic Church has basically denounced saint death, holy death, as being satanic, saying it's practically devil worship and death is not a saint. So she technically is not considered a Catholic saint, but rather a folk Catholic saint. So kind of like folk religion. One person says...
So it depends on the culture. Okay.
Even though she's, you know, the holy death, it's actually a devotion to life when you worship the holy death. You're embodying who you are in life. That's the promise you're making, because we all meet the same fate one day, which is death. One person says, yes, okay, she represents death, but I would say she's an overall neutral entity. Some people do petition her for bad things, but just as many petition her for things like love and safety. One person says the whole appeal of worshiping, so like worshiping as in like having altars and praying to the holy death, and sometimes even performing ceremonies for the holy death. It can border on like the ritualistic side depending on how extreme and strange it gets, but that is applicable to pretty much any religion.
You know, I do want to ask, like, in terms of, because, okay, oh my gosh, I really have a lot of questions. Like, in terms of cultural type of things, like, and the Catholic Church is the Catholic Church, just like, that's just the Catholic Church. Like, my family grew up Catholic. Well, my family is Catholic, actually. That's one of the reasons why I have a rosary tattoo, is because my family is Catholic. I went to a Catholic school, but I'm Christian. So it's like, learning about those types of things, I always have questions about the differentiation of what is seen as demonic and what is seen as not. Because at the end of the day, culture also coincides with what's going on, i.e., I'm trying to like spitball like certain types of stuff. Like the simple fact that hoodoo and Christianity, like it's just like a bunch of things that are denounced by a religion. I'm just trying to like, I guess, ask questions about how you all feel about things, because I don't want to be the person to try and like vilify you for believing in whoever you believe in. Y'all know who I believe in, and like I respect who y'all believe in. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just those things. And also growing up in the church, I realized that it's very judgmental in the church. And also the same type of people who are judging are doing a lot of crazy shit. And I'm aware of that. And as somebody growing up in the church, I am fully aware of that. And being all in the ministries in church, I'm fully aware of that. That's one of the reasons why I'm not like judgmental in all that type of stuff. So I'm saying, like, is it more or less like a cultural thing about like quote unquote worshiping or having an altar to this saint of death? Because I can open my mind, and I would like to be open-minded in terms of things, because there's always a possible disconnect between cultures and also understanding of what the religion that y'all both share, but like there's a disconnect and also probably a mistranslation, because this religion also comes from a certain type of place that passed down these certain types of things. I never heard of this this saint. You know what I'm saying? I never heard of it. Huh. Interesting.
They say the whole appeal of Holy Death is that she doesn't treat anyone differently. Technically, Holy Death is one of the most amoral saints out there. They just don't really, death comes for all. There's no discrimination. There's no avoiding it. They don't reward anyone because death is neutral. Death is, everyone will face death.
Yeah, it's like when Def pulled up on Family Guy and he was just like, yo, it's time. You know what I'm saying? Like, interesting. Because death isn't the devil. Death is just death. You know, like what I'm thinking is like, wait, oh my gosh, I am thinking a lot today. Or is it because some people coincide death with the devil? It's just like, if this is something that's already understood, if there is an entity that just pulls up and just like, yo, it's time, bro. Come on, bro. Like, it's time. Like, to me, I would say, if I had to put an analogy for, I guess, death in itself, it's like an alarm that has already been set. Like, the alarm don't give a fuck if you want to sleep in more. Like, say like an alarm that you can't turn off. If that makes sense. Like an alarm that was set by somebody that you haven't that set this alarm for you, and that's just what it is. When the alarm goes off, you can't turn it off. You can't try to reason with the alarm. You can't try to, like, imagine the iPhone alarm. Let me play this joint. Let me make a 1 second thing just for the sake of this analogy. I know y'all probably don't like that damn sound, but just hear me out, all right? Oh shit, I ain't got the alarm. All right, anyway, just the simple fact is, like, the alarm is the alarm. You cannot reason with the alarm. The alarm is here to just let you know, like, it's time. So if I'm thinking of a saint of death, it's just like, yeah, it would make sense that it's impartial. It would make sense that it's just like a matter of fact. Like, it's just, we all have our time to go. I wouldn't see that as demonic though, because isn't like Dia de los Muertos? I'm sorry if I'm messing it up. It's just like, isn't this like an understanding of death? Like, it's just, that's just what it is. Wow, interesting. So I'm thinking right now, it's like, in terms of Catholicism, it's like you're praying, you're worshiping something that you have a respect for, because isn't like worship, ow, fuck, I just hit my knee. Isn't worshiping something in terms of different types of cultures different depending on the cultures? I don't know. Please let me know.
This can actually be quite attractive for those who feel European saints or even God might be judgmental to some degree. Naturally, holy death may attract criminals, but does also just attract normal people who feel like others are not fond of their prayers. Simply put, some see holy death as someone who, as long as you provide the right altar and you celebrate and worship her in a certain way, she's not going to judge you for your personal life when deciding to answer your prayers. One Redditor states, Santa Muerta worship was once only associated with criminals.
Wait, quick question. Since death is something that is like natural in terms of all of us, does that have connections with Mother Nature? Because I was just sitting here thinking, like, wait a minute. Mother Nature, like, why is holy death a woman? Does that have ties to Mother Nature? Huh.
But she now has followers all over the world. She also has a really big growing group of LGBTQ plus followers because she loves all without any judgment.
Nice.
I have a small shrine of her in my house, and I'm not a criminal. I don't know about this very specific individual, but if you happen to stumble upon an altar made for Saint Death, the Holy Death, typically you'll find cigarettes, flowers, fruit, incense, water, alcoholic beverages, coins, candy, candles. Oftentimes tobacco is used. And it makes sense because she's also known as the Lady of the Night. So people who work at night, taxi drivers, bar owners, police, soldiers, sex workers, they will often worship Holy Death to protect themselves from very violent deaths that happen at night. I will say there is some strong associations with the criminal underworld and Santa Muerte because Holy Death is worshipped heavily by many cartel members. And that association has only been growing stronger, so much so that the FBI put out a bulletin on it, which kind of reads more like a gossip page.
But, like, wait, what the fuck? Okay, so just because a growing amount of criminals worship an impartial entity or saint. It's actually very interesting how people can try to spin the narrative on that being somebody who personifies bad things. This is also something that I'm thinking about, like, wait, so if you want to put this as like something, this is literally why people this same type of mindset is why people hate Christianity, because people who are bad people or who are objectively bad people have adopted this thing that wasn't created to be bad, but it's like a bastardized version of it. So now you see this as a symbol of bad things. Cause I'm sitting there looking like, wait, I'm not saying I have a Lady of Death tattoo, but I literally have a tattoo on my knee. It's a butterfly and a skeleton. That just means like new life. Interesting. Very interesting. And the fact the FBI is putting this up, it's just like, huh. Okay. Wow. Huh. All right. Let's keep going. Wow.
I don't know why they wrote it like this. They were like, the cult appears to have more European than Aztec origins, with some individuals describing Santa Muerte as a New Age Grim Reaper type goddess, a bad girl counterpart to the Virgin of Guadalupe. They state that more and more cartel members have been worshiping Santa Muerte, which I guess is great intel for the FBI to have. However, they acknowledge that it's becoming increasingly disturbing, if you will. They say, with the stakes so high for cartel members and foot soldiers who probably know that they will die in a violent manner, with the stakes so high, the sacrifices and offerings to Santa Muerte have become barbaric. Rather than plates of food, beer, and tobacco in some instances, the heads of victims and presumably their souls have been served as offerings to invoke powerful petitions for divine intervention. They say that when they busted a bunch of cartel hiding spots, the authorities, they had altars to Santa Muerte with narcotics, drugs smeared on the statues to help activate them, like make them come alive. It said one powerful criminal was killing virgins and babies once a year and offering them as sacrifices to Santa Muerte to gain favor and magical protection. And clearly it didn't work because he was arrested and then died in prison, which is a double whammy.
I'm not going to say nothing right now, but you see some similarities. People really use religion as a way to try and, wow.
Cartel members.
Like, the thing about it for me, it's like, wait, hold on, bro. Just because a religion is religion, I don't think that should coincide with people who use the religion as like, people use religions because they probably believe in the damn religion. That don't mean that religion is the reason why people do bad things. Because there are a lot of things with some people who are religious that use said religion to justify these bad things, i.e., Catholicism and Christianity. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay.
Have used holy death against other rival cartels. In one instance, Gulf cartel enforcers captured Sinaloa cartel members, took them to a public Santa Muerte shrine, and executed them as offerings to the holy death. One neighbor who overheard another gang kill someone by lighting them on fire said they overheard that gang talk about how they had to make multiple human sacrifices, not just this one, because they were going to ask the holy death for, quote, something big.
Hey, bro. Okay, to add another caveat or question, y'all remember in Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man? Remember when Eddie Brock literally prayed to God to kill Peter Parker? and I'm not spoiling anything because this came out in like 2013. It came out 10 plus years ago. So my question is, if say like Eddie Brock was literally praying to God to kill in the movie, Eddie Brock was praying to God to kill Peter Parker. So my question is, if a bunch of Eddie Brocks were killing a bunch of Peter Parkers, it would make sense for people to use God as the reason, as like a bad person. But at the end of the day, Santa Muerte is from Catholicism, and this is the same God. What? Whoa, my mind is tripping right now. Wait a damn second. Because why are we using, but I guess it's just one of those things where it's like, it's ignorance, because Catholicism and Christianity, we share the same God. The methods are different, but we share the same Lord in heaven. Do you think the same Lord in heaven that we use in Christianity would be happy that you're trying to tie in something that is literally evil, but they're using the same Lord in heaven as what? I don't know. Wow, interesting.
The FBI bulletin details additional incidents allegedly have occurred involving victims with their skin and hearts removed. Other cases have included individuals castrated and beheaded while alive, lit on fire and burned to death, and butchered and quartered. Sometimes authorities found only the victim's skin.
Well, fuck.
But they don't find the bodies because they're thrown into a stew that is apparently called the stew.
The stew?
But translated to Spanish, it's a barrel filled with liquid fuel that is lit on fire. In another instance, investigators stumbled upon 11 headless bodies stacked on top of each other. And just outside, they found 11 burn marks in a circle.
Oh my
like
gosh.
A cult-like circle. They presume and conclude that those were the decapitated heads that were burned in a ritual in a circle. Investigators were not certain what type of ritual was performed until they found the perpetrators, raided their homes, and there were the Holy Death shrines.
Okay, this is wow. Just wow. We're gonna like package what we just heard right now. Just put this to the side real quick. Again, I would still imagine that a saint or a deity that is supposed to be impartial and honestly just not really like giving a fuck with what the person does. I would say trying to understand who this deity is. You know what? Let's keep going. Okay.
So for the sake of clarity, though, again, not everyone who worships Santa Muerte is a criminal with nefarious prayers. In fact, I think most are not. And Valeria has been open in different live streams about how she does worship the Holy Death. Valeria has... You know, like her relationship with Vivian, her friendship with Vivian is a huge point of contention online, even while Valeria was alive. So they would frequently live stream together so you could see their in real time authentic discussions and interactions. And Vivian is also kind of an influencer, but a much smaller one than Valeria. Some people think that Vivian was latching on to Valeria to get famous, but that's obviously, you know, thinking with a heavy dose of skepticism. In any case, Vivian says they've actually been friends since before Valeria got famous. Regardless, people have lots of thoughts and opinions about this friendship. Some people think that their friendship is kind of that sisterly love where they tease each other and they bully each other, but that's just how they communicate. Others think, no, Vivian is constantly saying things to get under Valeria's skin. Like, you can just tell. She's saying things and it seems like thinly veiled jealousy. Some say you can even feel the jealousy from Vivian, like radiating off the...
Is this like hindsight? Is this hindsight speaking?
...screen when they're live streaming together.
This is before anything that happened? People already had this sentiment?
Yes. So even before Valeria is killed, people are like, see, it's like half and half. Some people are like, I love their friendship. Others are saying, I don't know, their friendship is weird. But now that Valeria is gone, people have
Rest
decided
in peace to
they
Valeria,
believe the theory that Vivian wanted to live Valeria's life and that she was trying to destiny swap and take Valeria's life. But if this popular netizen theory is correct, what are their different trajectories? Like, what is the life that Vivian wanted that Valeria had? So much so that Valeria ends up dead and netizens think this is what happened.
Okay.
They seem to have very similar yet vastly different lives. Valeria starts modeling at 16 for clothing brands. By 21, she wins this beauty competition called Miss Face. It's a local Guadalajara beauty pageant, but after winning that means you can go compete on the state level.
Hey.
So Guadalajara is a city inside of Jalisco, the state. So she does participate in the running for Miss Jalisco in 2023.
Miss Jalisco.
She does not win, which kind of kickstarts her influencer career.
Oh,
So
that's
even though
tough.
she doesn't win, she won Miss Face of Guadalajara. So lots of like brands, they start reaching out to her. She starts modeling. There's a very well-known picture of her in medical scrubs.
Oh,
People
shit.
actually say that she was a dentist and an influencer. It was actually a photo shoot for the brand. However, she was in school studying odontology at one point. So
Oh shit.
like dentistry
All
at one point. So there's
Okay.
that. But her career starts really kicking off when she starts modeling for quinceanera dresses. You know, which some of the
That is
brands, they're
pretty.
selling these dresses for like $1,500. It's a huge market. It's almost like prom dresses. Like if you're modeling prom
my
dresses, these
goodness.
are big name brands. They've been around a long time, household names. She starts gaining a lot of attention. And she's very beautiful. I will say that she does look like a real life Barbie. But I think a lot of people were drawn to her personality. So our Spanish speaking researcher translated a lot of just like casual videos that have nothing to do with her passing. And I will say that she naturally does seem intimidating because she's very beautiful, but she also has a very strong personality. So she like voices out her thoughts very frequently. But
Why do people feel like that's intimidating? What is the thing that makes someone with a strong personality intimidating? Is it the fact that they are seen as this beautiful person? I don't know. That's one of the things I do want to ask because I don't feel intimidated by people. And like I don't really care if you're like pretty with a strong personality. I guess it's like one of the things about myself, and also again understanding I'm a guy, but they also, some people also say like men are intimidated by strong women. I guess it's the privilege of me growing up with strong women. I don't know, like it's just what makes somebody who's beautiful and just is blunt intimidating. What would consider that? Like to you, let's say to you, I'm asking a question of what would be something that intimidates you if you feel like being honest and, you know, tapping into that? Because I'm just like, okay, you're blunt and you're pretty. That's what's up. I can be blunt too. I may not be as pretty as you, but I can be blunt too. But I also like confrontation. So, But I do want to, I really would like to just know where y'all heads is at with that. Because I never really understood why people say that, but also people speak from experience. So I'm thinking like, what did your experience that you've experienced tell you of how you think about other people? I don't know. Interesting. I also am trying to figure out how many studios does Stephanie have in her house? Wait, she's back in this. Wait, I just realized this. Oh my gosh, how big is her house? Shit. Obviously, I don't really want to know. It's very invasive, but the fact that she has multiple setups is cool as shit.
everything she does also seems humble at the same time. I think
That's what's up.
it's
Love
kind of
that.
like the very, in Korea, we have a stereotype almost of like the aggressive 언니 that cares. It's like the aggressive older sister who is not going to sugarcoat it, but also like she's holding your hair back, she's giving you her favorite lipstick,
That's
and
what's
she
up.
takes care of you, but she's also calling you a dumb bitch because you were acting like one.
Okay.
Interesting.
So she kind of has that personality. Like
Oh.
someone even asks her in her live stream in the comments, they're like, "Are you angry?" And she responds, "No." And I'm
No.
like, why? So it's very like not, you know.
Yeah.
She's not like, "Oh no, why would you think I'm angry? I'm not angry." She's just very blunt, straightforward.
I like her.
Someone will
She's what's
comment,
up.
do your
She reminds me
pajamas
of me.
smell bad?
What?
So this is supposed to imply that she only wears cheap clothes. And she immediately responds, no, but do you want to come smell it? You can even smell my ass if you want.
Oh, I fucks with her. Rest in peace, yo. I fucks with her. I fucks with her. These are the type of people I grew up with. I fucks with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Also, what's wrong with wearing cheap clothes to bed? Motherfucker, I'm going to bed. What? I'm finna be asleep for 8 hours. Why the fuck should I care if I'm wearing something expensive? Like, huh? What are you talking about? Like, what? Go ahead with all that. Ooh, you got expensive pajamas that you're not going to be able to experience for 8 hours, but you just go to... Man, get the fuck out of here. Oh, my gosh.
Oye, no huele feo tu pijama. ¿No quieres venir a olerla? Hasta del culo si quieres.
And she's still putting on her makeup. And it's just... Okay, like, for example, another live stream she has. She shows all of her makeup that she's using. She's like taking time and she's like telling everyone, take pictures because I'm not going to show you, right? So she's like, okay, this lipstick is this color. This is this color. And she shows all her lipsticks. And then she finally gets to applying makeup and she reads a comment out loud. And they're like, can we see your lipstick to take a picture? And she said, fucking bitch, the first thing I said was take pictures because I want to show them over and over again. This is the last time I show my lipsticks, okay? Anyone who asks me again, I'm going to beat your ass.
Okay.
Para tomarles foto. Hijas de la chingada. Lo primero que les dije, tómenle foto porque no lo voy a estar enseñando. Es la última vez que enseño mis labiales, ¿ok?
I love people like this. I love people like this. These are the best people you will meet, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Cause they'll still do what you ask, but you're gonna get shit for it. But like, you know what I'm saying? They still fucks with you though. But they like, hey, I'm not going to do this again, but you have that feeling that they're probably going to do it again if you ask. But it's like they got that, I'm going to do it, but don't ask again. I love people like this. I ain't going to hold you.
And then she takes a long time calmly showing every single lipstick again. So it's like, you know, and maybe she's copying a trend where there was a trend where like a guy was selling purses and he would get upset when people wanted to see the purses up close. So like, but I don't know if she was copying that trend. It didn't seem like exactly.
I mean,
it just seems like she's kind of this, that was her way of humor.
I mean, I act like that. What the fuck? Like, interesting. I fucks with Valeria, bruh. Damn. Rest in peace, yo. Like, come on, man.
August 2024, she opens up her own business, the Blossom Beauty Lounge, inside of a plaza. I did see people say that her salon is inside of a mall, which is not
Plaza
entirely
mall
false,
is the
but don't
same
picture
shit.
like an enclosed shopping mall where you walk through a giant
Outdoor
building.
joint.
It's a plaza that has a parking lot right in front.
Hey, that's
important
what's
later.
up. Hey, man, listen. It don't matter if it's inside of a mall, in an outlet mall. She got her shit, bro. Come on now.
Salon
that's
was
what's
opened
up.
with her uncle from her mom's side. So
Hey,
he's a professional
99
hairdresser.
problems.
She
Oh,
frequently
never
filmed
mind.
with him. And the salon is full service. They do everything: hair, eyelashes, nails, eyebrows. The whole motto is, there is no better treatment than the time you dedicate to yourself. And so people would accuse her of flaunting on private planes and yachts and trying to show off a luxury lifestyle. And her salon is actually very welcoming and affordable. So for example, a manicure, and obviously it's going to sound a little bit more affordable if you're based in the US, and this is still affordable in Mexico, but a manicure would be $11 to $22. Women's haircuts, $7 to $35. Full tape and extensions, including the hair, starts at like $175, which...
Hey, man, listen. I don't know shit about shit, but I know when I had locks, getting my shits done was like 90 to 150. This was in 2018. Hey, man, shit. I don't know nothing about that. I ain't gonna lie.
It's still pricey, yes, but extensions, including hair, can get incredibly expensive. A full 50-minute long lymphatic drainage massage to the face is $41. And I couldn't find specific information about the total employee count of everybody that worked there. But you don't really need to know. All you need to know is she's the manager, social media marketer. Her uncle is also a manager, a co-manager, but he's the main hairdresser. So he's the one that does the hair. He's the hairstylist.
Okay.
Then you have Erica. Erica is the nail tech.
Okay.
She's going to be important later. And then you have another individual that does some of the other stuff like the eyelashes, the facials, but It's a very small group of people. As for Vivian, she doesn't have the most interesting life path that's occurring to her. When she was younger, she said that she was very rebellious in high school, and that caused a bit of problems. She actually did her first initial work was as an image girl for a club. And she describes it as, you get this club, a bunch of club promoters will recruit a bunch of girls to show up, and they just hang out around the club. When guys walk by, they hear there's pretty girls in the club with the hopes of going home with one of them, which they're not going to because they're just like paid to be there. The guys will come, spend money on drinks, buy girls bottles, and then the girls come home, and they do alternating days. So it's like if you went last Thursday, you can't come the next Thursday because like what if the same people are off on Thursdays? It's just a weird. She did image girl work before she was even legally allowed to enter a club, which is illegal, but you get the vibe.
Yeah.
She meets Valeria through Instagram. They had a lot of friends and acquaintances that were the same, but they officially start talking through Instagram when they were both trying to just promote each other on Instagram. She said back then you would try to promote friends' accounts and then they would promote you, and that's how you meet people and followers. They're 15. So they start doing, they start promoting each other on Instagram. They go to the club, and she describes it. Vivian describes it as Valeria is the very confident, over-the-top personality, whereas Vivian is the very shy one. Vivian said she's basically an ice block. She was not opening up to anyone. She was very reserved, and Valeria was the one that got her out of her shell.
Okay.
So if Valeria meets her when she's 15 and she passes away when she's 23, I mean, that's a very long-standing friendship. You would say that they're best friends, right? Vivian clarifies that they were not best friends throughout the entire timeline. They would have these like on and off moments in their friendship, and most of that would occur when one of them would get into serious relationships. Because they just stop hanging out with friends, especially friends you go out to the clubs with, because now you're dating a guy and he probably doesn't want you to go to the clubs. And that's when they would have these little off moments. But it was never anything crazy. She says that she did meet Valeria's other partners, like ex-boyfriends. And I mean, she did find out that the ex-boyfriend cheated on her. And that was like a whole thing. But nothing crazy about them either. I mean, she says that there's really not much going on. In any case, when they were friendly, though, they presented as like best friends. They would have sleepovers, they would hug, cuddle, give each other presents. Usually if Valeria is showing a friend on live stream or getting ready with a girlfriend and she pans the camera over, you can almost bet money that it's going to be Vivian. I mean, they're always together. They do a lot of girl talk live streams. In one live stream, Vivian is reading comments and someone asks her, "Do you have a boyfriend, Vivian?" She seems a little uncomfortable, and this is like where people point out maybe there's tension. Valeria blurts out, "A husband."
Oh, my fault.
Wow.
Vivian responds, "Well, something like that. I have it, and another 7 have him as well."
Another 7 girls have him as well.
Yes, which Valeria seems annoyed, rolls her eyes, and blurts out like a slang word that I guess would be equivalent to the word that's been circulating a lot, which I know has been a word in...
Oh, gosh, please.
Basically, it's like a crumb eater. Like you just settle for anyone in a romantic relationship if they give you crumbs. Yes, but it's not like the worst word to call someone. I guess
that's just how they banter. Like,
yeah.
Oh, you're just okay.
And it seems like Valeria is upset because she probably gave Vivian advice over and over again that you shouldn't put up with this type of behavior, and Vivian is still putting up with it. It seems like a sore spot, but that live stream has been analyzed to hell and back. In a controversial interview after Valeria's death, Vivian is asked if the two of them ever fought over guys, and Vivian says, no, they have completely different types of guys that they go for. And more on this later because it's very important. Some people speculate that Vivian has started dating one of Valeria's ex-boyfriends after Valeria's passing, but that is a rumor, and we're going to get into it in a second. But she says they've got completely different interests. Like, they have 2 different types of people that they like. Vivian says that she likes more of a street-style guy who is more dark-skinned, and she says that Valeria likes a light-skinned guy with like that buchona lifestyle, the more, that kind of look.
Okay.
But I don't know, people are skeptical about all of this. Anyways, they have had full-blown falling outs in their friendship. On Valeria's private chat, she once messaged the group of her followers, the personal girlfriends, Viv doesn't want to be my friend anymore. She told me she doesn't want to talk to me anymore and to break up the friendship. She literally said that to me. A few days after that, she sends another message and says, "We're back to being friends forever."
Okay.
So it's hard to tell if they're just being dramatic, but they did seem to have some sort of tumultuous friendship. During another live stream, Valeria is talking about a fight she and Vivian had where, a side note, the way she's talking about it is more so in like a, haha, like, isn't this so crazy, funny, crazy story time type of tone. I mean, they're both together in the live stream. So it's not a serious sit down of, let me tell you about the most toxic fight I've ever had with my best friend. It's like a very, like, can you believe this bitch? She says, this bitch grabbed me by my neck and she said, what's wrong with you? And I snapped back. And people were shouting at us like, don't fight. Anyway, we were a little out of it. Vivian adds, it was all a misunderstanding.
No, fue una loqueada, una ondeadilla de pedo.
And they're both kind of giggling and both clarify it was just a crazy moment, a crazy little episode.
Okay.
They post another TikTok together after not posting each other for...
Wait, hold on. What the hell? I thought, whoa, this is adding to the question. I'm trying to ask, like what type of fucking, like, what is the standard that is different with women and men? Like, men will literally want to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, and get going to blows and being friends again. I thought this is normal. Ain't this shit normal? Like, what the hell? Like, people, please don't tell me people were having a problem with this. And this is why I'm asking, like, is this like hindsight? It could be. I don't know.
For months. And the caption of that TikTok just reads, we're so pretty. It doesn't look like a few months ago we were fighting to the death.
Oh, gosh.
Even before Valeria's death, people were going through live stream after live stream, just trying to point out odd moments because, I mean, they go from being together 24/7 to all of a sudden Valeria stops answering questions about Vivian. She stops posting about Vivian. And then all of a sudden they're back to posting together. So people were naturally invested and had these, they wanted to know what was going on. You know, in one live stream, the two girls are drinking. Vivian is holding the camera. She's live streaming. But it's not obvious that she's on the phone. It just looks like it's propped up. And she doesn't announce to anyone in the beginning of the live stream, like, I'm live streaming, or like, hey guys, look, we're live streaming, we're live.
Right.
And Vivian says, we're having a little drink. You can hear Valeria's voice in the background. Her speech seems much slower than usual. It sounds like they just got home after a night out, and she seems a bit drunk.
Okay.
And she asks Vivian, is that my phone? Vivian responds, obviously gorgeous. I started a live stream on your phone.
Es mi teléfono. Soy hermosa. Yo hice un live de tu teléfono.
Wait, why she do that, though?
Crazy.
Yeah.
That is.
Whoa.
That's like...
Whoa, what the
yeah.
heck?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what's Valeria's reaction to that?
She just like kind of plays it off and they just keep live streaming. But I think for one, it's insane to take someone's phone and start live streaming. And then second, I think it's insane to live stream without telling people because like what if she had taken off her shirt to change after a night out? Like what if you'd never know.
Privacy in general.
In the house.
And that's like plain rude. Why would you take my phone to start a live stream? Excuse me? Use your own phone to live stream. Like what?
Yeah, just generally speaking, like it's just weird.
Yeah.
It almost seems kind of like a setup.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's odd.
Okay.
Other times she'll steal Valeria's phone while she's live streaming and then she'll be like, I'm gonna kidnap you now. And it's so Valeria would start the live stream. But this is Valeria's account where Valeria has much more followers than Vivian does. And she's like, I'm gonna kidnap you now. And then she'll run with the camera and then Valeria is chasing after her. It just like.
But you would think that this is like fun banter though. Like this sounds like fun banter if like if say like her getting killed wasn't a thing. Huh.
I guess a lot of people see it as Vivian is trying to take Valeria's clout. I mean,
Really?
that's such a weird word to use.
No. I see why people say that. Yeah.
Wait.
I guess they're saying like this is Valeria's Instagram and her live streams, but Vivian is trying to make it a her thing. Like she's the main character in Valeria's live streams. And it's
Interesting.
done in a way where it doesn't feel natural. They're saying like it doesn't feel like both of them are just engaging in a conversation. It just feels weird. In another clip that has since gone viral, making the rounds, you know, Valeria's live streaming in her house, getting ready. She looks to the side and she says, why the fuck are you coming into my house? I don't even get a notice, fucking bitch. And she continues doing her makeup, and it's clear that she's just talking in a blunt way, but she's answering comments, and she's like, yes, Vivian is here. I'm telling you, she walked into this house like it's her house, that bitch.
Wait, hold on. But I thought that's normal. People do that. I thought people will like say like if you trust somebody, like some people will just like walk into your house like randomly because it's because I grew up with stuff like that. Interesting, huh? I don't know. Huh.
So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe some friends, and like maybe it's because I don't have like a crazy best friend that just like barges into my house.
I mean, yeah, that could make sense too. I also don't like people just like getting into my house, stuff like that. But that's normal though. I guess it depends on the type of person. So I would say now we're just like in like hindsight land. It's just like, why are you here? Like people like popping up, like stuff like that. Like that's or what do you guys think? Like that I feel like that's normal. Depending on your relationship. I mean, but does she have a key? I mean, I don't know. Like my best friend lives in my complex now, but they're like, yo, I'm coming over. Knock, knock, knock on the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's just like pure respect. But also that doesn't, like if somebody like comes into like you know how like is that normal like to y'all, or did I grow up in a crazy type of environment like you just pop it up at somebody's house?
But I think it would throw me off. Okay, it wouldn't throw me off if someone shows up to my house like a friend shows up unannounced, but it would throw me off if they ended up inside the house, and I'd be like, how did you get it?
Yeah.
Wait, so she ain't got no key? Actually, you know what? Huh. If Valeria did have that reaction, did she have a key?
I don't know. It's just, but her reaction tells me it's a little weird.
Valeria thought it was weird.
Yes, because I imagine if it's a common thing between them, she'd be like, oh, hey, you're back. Or like, hey, where were you? You know?
Right.
Yeah. Like basically Vivian's crossing boundaries that was not.
Yeah, and I think Valeria is trying to set the boundary without being super firm, even though she has a firm personality.
Oh, I see.
So it's just, I don't know. Some people thought it was normal between them. Some people thought it was a strange and toxic friendship.
Interesting.
But does that mean that you could be a killer?
No,
a lot
it
of
doesn't,
people have noticed a lot of jealousy as well. Just looks wise, people think that Vivian went to the doctor and showed them a picture of Valeria to tell them what she wanted to look like. The resemblance, I will say, is pretty striking. Neither of them have natural blonde hair, but Valeria has always been blonde. That has been her trademark. Okay. Not to say that anyone who is blonde is copying Valeria, but Vivian eventually decides that she's gonna go blonde, which is normally fine, but she also decides to get blue contact lenses, which Valeria has naturally blue eyes. And just the resemblance in the facial features, but more so than that, is eventually they start wearing similar looking outfits.
Oh,
but
Lord.
Vivian keeps posing like similar outfits, same pose as Valeria.
Oh.
So there's like a picture of them and the camera is angled upwards, so the camera is lower, and they're both wearing this animal print looking tube top with a little thin scarf with this.
I can see why people think like she's trying to steal her, or I can think why people may think why she's trying to destiny swap. Okay. Now it's like settling in. Huh. All right.
Same print. And it's like such a distinct picture angle, and it's such a distinct top.
That's two separate photos you are saying.
Yeah, so
Very
Valeria's went up
identical.
first and then Vivian's. And it just looks like the clothing is the same, the pose is the same, makeup is the same. It's just kind of like, so it's just a lot of similarities, which I mean, like, I do think best friends naturally have a lot of similarities because you start wearing similar clothing, you start adopting the same mannerisms, and I think that's completely normal. And I actually think it's kind of cute, but in this situation, it was kind of weird. It just felt like maybe she's copying her or trying to be her. And it's not just that. She keeps using Valeria's things. And it seems like Valeria is getting fed up. In one clip, Valeria is live streaming and she looks to the side and she shouts at Vivian, "You're going to steal my panties again? Like, why don't you just bring your own, Vivian?"
Oh my
Vivian is
gosh.
like, "I forgot them. I'll buy you more." No, I don't need you to buy them, you stupid bitch. I'm gonna be left with none. They're over there. I can't
Was she
stand
stealing
you.
her panties, cuz?
So it seems like every time she comes over and they go out, she like borrows Valeria's undies. And Vivian is like, I'll just buy you more. But Valeria's like, no, because it's not about buying me more. It's about the fact that, like, you're taking so many of them. I don't have any more undies in my drawer.
Huh.
Vivian walks up, hugs Valeria from behind, and Valeria pouts, no, fuck off. And she's like, I need black ones. And Valeria looks at her live stream comments and goes, no, she doesn't give a fuck. Like, just saying, like, my friend is crazy. Like, she doesn't give a fuck. They start digging through the drawer, though, and Valeria picks up a gray pair of undies and is like, this one's yours. All right, as long as they're not visible.
What?
And then Valeria eventually offers, I also have a black one if you need. One person on Reddit says about destiny swapping in general, not in relation to this case. I'm gonna keep it real as a woo-woo girl. I don't believe in destiny swapping because I don't believe somebody can take what God has for you. And even if they get what they want, it will never be exactly what you had.
Right.
Not only do I believe it doesn't work and it's incredibly complex to attempt, I also believe, people describe destiny swapping for other things. Some people think it's like when your friend picks up style tips, or your friend is introducing you to a work opportunity, or your friend is introducing you to other things or doing things with you. People think those are examples of destiny swapping, but it's not.
Oh.
It's like someone trying to move into your life and replace you. It's like they're trying to steal your husband, your kids, your house, your job. It's not even like they like the clothes that you wear and they want to buy their own.
That's scary as shit, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. That oh my gosh.
They want to dress in your clothes. But is Vivian doing that?
I don't know.
And is she the only suspect for who killed Valeria? Not really. There were rumors that Valeria is linked to various other people that could have had motive to kill.
Interesting.
Such as Francisco Alvarez Solario, the son of LR1. That's what they call him. That's his nickname. He is one of the most dangerous cartel leaders in the state of Jalisco.
Oh, okay.
Francisco, the son, is often nicknamed Narco Jr. And there are pictures where people believe Valeria is with Narco Jr. and it seems that they broke up and not on good terms. And some people even suspect that Vivian is dating him now. It's such a mess.
Oh my
Valeria
goodness.
Márquez starts her last TikTok live stream May 13th, 2025. She's sitting inside her
Rest in
Blossom
peace,
Beauty
bro.
Lounge, and it looks like she's near the receptionist desk. Like, she's behind it. And it's just like a green wall behind her. And mainly you just see Valeria in frame. You don't really see anything else. And it does appear to be somewhat of a slow day. Or perhaps it's close to closing time and they don't have a lot of walk-ins coming through. There is music playing in the back, but it's a salon. So it's not a club. You can hear Valeria. The music is very background noise.
Okay.
And then there's really not much else.
Hola guapa, hola mi amor.
She's wearing a tight pink bodysuit. This is very pertinent later. She's wearing white jeans. And the first 45 minutes of this live stream, it feels beyond ordinary. She's answering questions about her eyelash extensions. She's talking about how her head hurts a little bit. She has a headache.
Ay, me dolió muchísimo la cabeza.
The comments are asking her, are you going to stay there all day? And she says, no. She plans on leaving soon. She says she's extremely tired, just not feeling great. It seems like very early on in the live stream, the last remaining client leaves. So it's just Valeria and one of her employees, Erica, in the entire salon. It's just two of them.
Is Erica in frame or no?
She comes in frame briefly, like her face is kind of here and there, but not really at all. And it seems like she's doing things in the background. So when she's even talking to Valeria, her voice will sound sometimes more distant, sometimes a little bit closer. She's just in that vicinity. Now, the question that people have is, okay, well, it's near closing time and you guys are both there. You don't have any clients and you're saying your head hurts. Why don't you just leave? Or like, why don't you leave it for Erica to close the store? Is that the best thing a boss can do? Probably not, but it would
Right.
make sense.
I mean,
So
yeah.
it's just Valeria and her employee, Erica. Why are they not leaving? It just doesn't, it's kind of odd. To the point where comments are pointing that out, and Valeria responds, well, the only reason that she's not leaving and she's staying is because her employee, Erica, told her some delivery driver came by earlier today.
yeah,
so
that's-
at this point, Valeria had stepped out to go to the doctor's office. Erica's alone. She's managing the salon. And a delivery driver comes up with this mysterious gift in a black bag. And he's like, this is for Valeria.
Like,
Erica's
this
like,
is crazy.
okay, well, that's my boss. So I can just sign something. Like, you can just give it to me. She's about to be back in an hour. He says no.
What, bro?
It's a very expensive delivery, and I can only leave it with Valeria. But because Erica is like, okay, well, she's not here, and she's going to be back in like an hour, why don't you just come back in an hour? And he says, okay, I'll come back in an hour.
Wait.
It's been
oh, fuck. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my goodness gracious. One of the things that are so...
way longer than an hour. So this...
One of the things that's so terrifying is like a normal day can just be a normal day. Like, say like an inconvenience. Like a delivery driver is trying to deliver a package, and you know, my American brain, like say like UPS is trying to deliver a package, they couldn't deliver the package, so they leave that post-it note on your door saying like, oh, we tried to deliver this package. However, in terms of an expensive package, I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, I've gotten expensive orders, like say like I maybe like bought like computer supplies or a computer. But it's like, this one of the scariest things is that a normal day can be a normal day until like one of the most life-changing, traumatizing things happen, and the randomness of that is just like one of those, like it's scary, bro. It's really, really scary. Just the simple fact that anything can happen at any time, I would say more or less scares me. Like, but those things that may be seen as red flags, or those things that may be seen as indicators, aren't really... Just the simple fact about this expensive package thing is really throwing me off, because it's like, who's going to suspect that this expensive package, little weird encounter, could probably be something that could have protected Valeria? Like, it's not normal to be like, no, get the fuck out of here. No, you don't come back. Like, it's not as normal for somebody to do that to somebody who has a package, especially if this is her business and she probably has gotten packages for stuff like that.
This is around 2:30. It's closer to 6 right now. Valeria is so confused by this. Like, it seems that she was told by Erica all of this before she starts the TikTok live stream. And as she's explaining it to the comments of why she's staying, even though she has a headache, she's kind of confused.
Y yo, pues más o menos llegó como en una hora. Y ya dijeron de que, no, es que mejor me espero a que llegue ella porque es muy costoso. A mí que me va a andar regalando
algo. What would that mean?
As she's explaining it, she's also kind of confused. And she's asking, like, Erica, do you know what the delivery was? Did he mention where it's from, who it's from? And Erica's like, I have no clue.
Hey, bro, what the fuck? Excuse me? Like, huh?
I just knew it was in a black bag. I don't even know what was in there. Valeria's like, okay, well, I guess I have to wait. But I'm like falling asleep. Erica reassures her it was a black bag, but it was like one of those present, like gift bags.
Neta, me estoy quedando dormida, güey. Tengo mucho sueño. Hola, Valeria hermosa. Hola, amor. Algo costoso y en una bolsa negra.
They get a little distracted with work stuff, and then Erica eventually brings up the topic of the present again. She says, they're making us get excited. Valeria, on the other hand, seems a little more skeptical, and I don't know if this is just her blunt humor coming into play, but she says, dude, maybe they're gonna kill me.
Oh, hell no. Oh, my gosh. Oh, no.
I don't know if it's...
Oh,
right after she does keep dancing to the music, but her tone does seem a little concerned, and I don't know if all of this is in hindsight and I'm overthinking it, but it's just odd.
Bro.
Valeria reassures her viewers, no guys, it was just a present, but I don't know who sent it. It was like somewhat translucent, right? Like,
nah, I ain't gonna lie, this is probably blunt humor, but the timing makes it scary. Oh my gosh, bro.
There's little stars on the bag. So she's like confirming with Erica off screen. Something expensive, because it wasn't a delivery man. Like, they would have left something if it was a delivery man, right? Like a regular delivery guy, like Amazon or UPS would probably just leave it.
Right.
Valeria is confused by the whole thing, just repeating to herself, but if it wasn't a delivery man, then who?
Que no era un repartidor y luego quién.
23 minutes into the stream, Valeria gets a message from her best friend Vivian and announces it. She's like, oh, Vivian just texted me. And she's texting Vivian and they're talking about an upcoming surgery that Valeria has, like an elective surgery. Okay. As she's texting, she turns back to Erica and talks about the delivery again. And she's like, dude, I'm still worried. You said that you couldn't see his face? He was wearing something like, the motorcyclists wear, like a helmet thingy, but it didn't go over his whole head. And what did he say? That he was going to come back in an hour? I don't know. I just saw him coming in here. Valeria looks at the camera with like big eyes, like when you look at someone like, what? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know if she was scared or something. This is terrifying. I ain't gonna hold you. Because like, what? And just like, I don't know, bro. Like just her literally saying, I think what if he's gonna kill me? Oh my goodness.
As if she's terrified, but she doesn't look scared. It's kind of more like,
but she's also on live though.
Look.
Yeah.
But she's on
And
live.
she
You know what I'm saying?
responds, they're gonna snatch me or what?
That's crazy.
Güey, me quedé preocupada.
She looks
keeps
around,
bringing this up.
turns back to the live stream, and she's like telling her live stream comments, no, I don't know what's going on, but like, who could it be? Girls, I think I'm gonna go because I'm getting creeped out. She said she couldn't see his face, but it was a delivery man, but like not a delivery man, but a delivery man.
Yeah.
20 minutes before the killing, so 34 minutes and like 55 seconds into the live stream. Valeria announces that Vivian texted her that she needs to stay and wait because Vivian wants to see her face.
Yeah, fuck that shit. No. Or maybe I'm just paranoid. I don't know. Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. Because, excuse me, if you are somebody who gets into my house randomly and does pop-ups, why do you need to see my face now? Unless if this was, I think I'm speaking from hindsight right now. Because what do you mean it's a delivery driver to give a present to only Valeria, and only Vivian wants to see her face? I'm speaking from hindsight. I understand that. Fuck that, bro. What?
Later, Vivian describes this as taken out of context, but we're gonna just go down with the live stream. Valeria drops her phone and shouts, hurry up, bitch, because I have to leave. Valeria says, what is this bitch gonna send me?
A que me espere, dice la Vivian, que porque quiere ver mi cara. ¡Rápido, pendeja, que me tengo que ir!
So now Vivian is saying, no, you have to wait because I want to see your face, not because of the mysterious delivery man, but because I've sent you a surprise.
What?
Oh!
Yeah.
What the fuck?
A separate one? Or?
Separate.
Oh.
You could have did this at the house. I'm sorry, am I tripping? Because if why do you want to do it on live though? Like for me, I'm just thinking, and of course I can be proven wrong. I'm just thinking, wait, is this something that you just want to do on live just because you're doing this on live? I don't know, bro. Cause I'm just thinking like, hey, one of those things where, hey, I would like to send you a present, but I want to see your face, like off the camera. But then again, I'm not like the indicator of people doing stuff on, like people just do shit on camera just because they want to do it on camera.
So Valeria is like, what is this bitch gonna send me? Dude, is she gonna send me some stupid shit? I swear. Ooh. Erica says then the delivery driver would have just left it with her if it was something stupid. So like there's like, I think everyone's miscommunicating here, right? So Erica is like, no, I don't think the delivery driver was gonna leave you something stupid. And so Valeria is like, no, I mean Vivian, she's going to send me something too. Valeria says she's tired, she's sweating, she just wants to go home.
Bro.
Meanwhile, Erica clarifies she tried to take the gift from the guy, but he was intent that it had to be directly to Valeria. Then a male voice is in the background. Suddenly someone has entered the studio. Someone walked in.
Oh, shit.
Hola, buenas tardes.
Valeria stands up and sits back down with a Starbucks bag, and she's very smiley.
Oh.
Vivian, dude, just say you're into me. She opens the bag, pulls out her very favorite Starbucks drink, which is a
Fool, I'm not gonna lie, this is scaring the shit out of me. Oh my gosh.
dragon fruit lemonade refresher. Then another male voice.
Hola, buenas tardes.
Hey, cuz, yo, bro,
Valeria gets up, comes back into frame, and it's like a Miniso bag, you know, the Japanese.
Miniso?
Yeah, Miniso. She pops it open and opens a stuffed toy, like a little stuffed pig. Valeria's hugging it. She's screaming, "It's a little pig!" Dude, Vivian is in love with me, I swear. She starts posing with the stuffed pig. It smells like ass, but I will ignore that. I love you, slut. Marry me.
like
I love
ass.
it. Vivian, like, do you want to be my girlfriend here in front of the audience? I have never confessed to anyone, but I think you're the love of my life. Like, we should date for real, dude. She reads the message from Vivian out loud. "Because you're all pink today." She poses with her present and announces, "I will stay until fucking 7 then because I'm a responsible boss. But tomorrow, I'm not gonna be here, so don't fuck with me." I'm just playing. I'll still come. So she's saying, "I'm just kidding. I'm still gonna come into the salon."
No me lo mandó Vivian. Ella sabe lo que me gusta.
She starts going back to answering the live comments. "Do you like women?" "No, but I feel like the love of my life is Vivian. I'm looking for a man, but men aren't worth shit. Girls are nicer, more thoughtful, so on." They go back to talking about the delivery man. Erica says the delivery man came around 2:30 p.m. And she's like, "I told him that you'd be back in an hour, and now it's
Right.
6. Valeria goes back to reading comments. "They should be here by now then." And she's like, "Exactly." So a comment is like, "They should be here by now."
Fool, I'm not gonna lie. I thought the next thing that was gonna pull up was that delivery man. She got a Starbucks joint and a pig from Miniso. So like that would literally, like, I guess, calm some nerves because you got 2 packages or something. Why is my heart beating fast? Oh my gosh.
Now. And she's like, "Exactly. Could it be a fan? Maybe, but like, why wouldn't they just leave it?"
That's what I'm saying.
Erica jokes, "Maybe he thought I was like a thief." Valeria
What?
turns to Erica, "But was he a delivery man? Did he look like a delivery
Bro, they
man?
keep talking
or
about
a
this.
bodyguard?" "No, a delivery man."
¿Parecía repartidor o escolta? No, repartidor.
Now, side note, a lot of influential people, politicians, wealthy businessmen, and high-up traffickers tend to have bodyguards in Mexico.
Okay.
So that was a very pertinent, relevant question. Valeria starts asking Erica questions. Was he small or tall? Medium, like my height. But who? I cannot think of anyone. Like, they would have told me that they're getting me a gift. She starts answering more comments. "A delivery man would just leave it, the gift." Yeah, exactly. "Does the stuffed animal have a GPS?" "Oh, no. This is sent by Vivian, dude." So they're like asking, "Oh, the stuffed animal, who is it sent by?" Like, that's creepy. So
Oh,
her
my
comments are getting
goodness.
a little skeptical too. And she's like, no, this is from Vivian. Dude, I don't know. Erica told me it was like a box or like a black gift bag with little stars, and it had something very expensive inside. So they wanted me to receive it and take a picture of me with the gift, but I have no idea who could have sent it. I'm not
Hey,
seeing
cuz.
someone. Like, I would say, "Oh, well, then the guy that I'm seeing probably sent it," but no, I don't know. This is creepy, right? He said he's gonna come back in an hour, 2:30 p.m. It's like now 6 p.m. Erica further clarifies, "I was here." And he said, "Valeria Márquez?" And I said, "Yes." Like, he thought it was me. And he doubted, like, she's not here. And I told him, "No, but this is her business and you can leave it here. There's no problem. I can deliver it to her." And he said, "I was told to take a picture with her with it."
What?
And I said, "Then wait for her, but I don't know when she's gonna get back, probably
Why are
in
we
an
zooming
hour."
in?
And he said, "Well, because of the price, I can't just leave it with you." And I told him, "Well, if you want, I can call her. If she says you can leave it, you can probably leave it, right?" And he's like, "No, I'm gonna be back." And then finally, 55 minutes in, Valeria says, "He's coming."
Ya viene.
Nigga. Bro.
So, the windows are glass in the salon, so she can see a man approaching, and Erica must recognize the guy because she chimes in, "Oh, yes." Because if it wasn't the same delivery guy, she wouldn't have said that. You hear a male voice in the background, very calm, like very cheery almost. "Hello." And Vivian responds, "Hello." The delivery man sounds friendly, and he asks, "Valeria Márquez?" "Yes."
Hola. Sí.
Valeria leans forward, mutes the live stream,
Bro.
and a few seconds later, you see her holding her stomach with her mouth open. You don't see a lot of blood. It's almost like she had a stomach cramp hit. Like, it's almost, I don't know if maybe, like if someone hit her in the stomach with something. Like, it's a shocked face, but almost calm in the sense of you don't see anything visually. She has been shot. There's not a lot of blood. The bullet seems oddly small. You almost don't even see it in the live stream. And then you do because she's shot twice in the head.
Oh my
Again,
gosh.
it's a small bullet. There's not a lot of blood, but you can see her body fall forward. You can see her body go limp. Her face is covered by her hair. She's slightly out of frame. I mean, not much. Her face is out of frame, but her whole body is in frame because she's still live streaming. She's clutching the stuffed pig, and it almost is like her body goes rigid. And within seconds, you see the phone camera get pointed towards the ceiling, and you see the employee, Erica, turn off the live stream.
What?
Now, this whole thing is muted, so we don't know if the delivery man said anything else to Valeria before or whilst or after shooting her, or what Erica's reaction was because it's muted. But her face, I mean, she's not screaming. It seems like her face is almost like determined. I don't know how to describe her face. Other people have said she looks indifferent, casual, determined. Like, those are the words that are most frequently used to describe her expression.
Bro. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. But the employee was there watching the whole thing, and nothing happened to her.
That's the big point of contention in a moment. All the police know right off the bat is that this must be a contract killing. The delivery man, yes, he is the one that pulls the trigger. He is the one that physically kills Valeria, and he, of course, needs to be arrested. However, it's very clear that someone hired him to do this.
I mean,
He has no relation with Valeria. He's here for a target. It seems like he came back to make sure it's Valeria. Like, this is just a job to him. He's clearly been paid to fulfill an order. But who is the one that ordered it? A lot of people initially thought it was Erica. You know, because they're wondering, why is the first thing that she did is turn off the camera? It doesn't make sense. She would...
Whoa, okay, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know if this was like an editing mistake. Holy shit. That was, oh my gosh.
Also, technically, I mean, just statistically, she would probably be dead too. Because a lot of the times if you're this ballsy to take out an influencer who's live streaming on TikTok with a lot of fans that are watching, you probably don't care to also kill her employee just so you leave no witnesses.
But also, if somebody gets fucking shot in front of you, why would you grab the phone and not run away? You know, like, if this was something that was random, and as somebody who's been to a good amount of places that's gotten shot up, I don't, I'm not going towards the phone if I'm trying to flee the scene so I won't get shot too. But then again, I don't know.
So
his face was not fully covered, right?
You don't see him on camera though, but not fully covered. Erica would have seen.
Right. Erica earlier said that he was wearing like a helmet, but not fully covering the face. So she could kind of identify him.
Yeah. And she could probably identify his motorcycle, or like, I'm assuming he walked in with certain.
Yeah.
So would she not have been dead too? Not that people are wishing that an additional person would have died.
No, the point of contention right here for me is like, it's not the fact that she didn't get shot too. It's just the fact that, first off, when I saw the clip and it looked like that was Valeria, like after she was getting shot and someone grabbed the phone. Bro. For me, it's like if somebody's opening fire, I'm not going towards anything that looks like a phone I'm trying to get the fuck and take cover. You know what? I don't want to check out this video, but I'm thinking in terms of analyzing. I don't need to analyze it. I'm not checking out this video. Nah, bro. I can probably already think what probably happened. But it's just like the simple fact that if this was something so random, unless this is something that people know, or unless it's a contract killing, it's like, yo, why? I'm thinking that live would literally just keep going and nobody would turn it off.
But it just didn't make any sense. On top of the fact that she looked really calm. A lot of people are saying, put yourself in that position. If you are Erica and you don't know if you're next, you're not ending the live stream.
I'm getting the fuck.
You're begging for your life. You're screaming. You're taking cover. You're doing something.
I'm getting the fuck, bro.
The live stream is the last thing that would be on your mind if you're Erica.
That's what I'm saying.
One person theorizes, if Erica hadn't set up Valeria, she would have gotten killed too.
But also, it's just like, I've been in like a couple homecomings that got shot up before. Nigga, I'm not going to no phone. I'm trying to get the fuck. What are you talking, bro? What?
It just doesn't make sense because who's going to let a witness live? They both would have been killed. I think the hard part is,
I don't know.
A lot of people think Erica is suspicious and they think that she may have been in on it. Maybe she didn't know what was going to happen. Maybe she was paid to keep her boss all day. Maybe she thought it was going to be something good. Like she genuinely thought her boss was going to get a cute surprise. No one knows, right? But they don't think that she's the one that would have all this incentive to want Valeria dead.
No motive.
No motive. But then like who does?
But did she talk? Did she?
Only to the police.
Okay, so do we know the version?
No.
Really? So when she turned off the live, we're assuming that's after the hitman has left.
Or is it?
Or maybe, bro, it's like, oh shit. We don't want this to be seen on live. We got to turn this off right now. Like, or that's like the only thing that I'm thinking of. It's just like, fuck. Oh my gosh, this is something going on. First thing is live. Turn it off. Because if Valeria was somebody that when like what was going on, she muted it. So I'm just thinking like, shit. Because sometimes, obviously, in certain situations, like I'm just trying to just think of all different types of scenarios. It's like, oh my gosh, my boss just got shot. Like, no, something live. Turn this shit off right now. You know?
Process of walking out, but it seems pretty fast. We don't know, but it was pretty fast. It's hard to give you an exact timeline because, yeah, it was pretty fast.
Okay. Yeah, that's weird.
All we have are like re-uploaded clips, and I probably wouldn't advise you trying to hunt down the clip. Most of the clips have cut out the part where after she mutes it, the clip ends. So it's hard to say if there was any altering of the facts, but it seemed pretty quick. And I guess you can't rule out an obsessed fan or a stalker or some sort of admirer, but this does feel a lot more personal than that. So the people's next best guess on the internet is maybe it's Vivian, the only other person that was interacting with Valeria during this live stream that has maybe some sort of motive.
I mean, either, but she could have just been like stream, like somebody like, I'm not going to use that term because that's not a good timing and wording. Somebody could have saw her stream and know where she was. Or knew this was happening, because a lot of stuff has happened on live, bro. Like, yo, oh my goodness.
Vivian is the friend that people thought was jealous of Valeria this entire time. One person comments, "My parents always warned me jealousy can be deadly." Another writes, "Once all the signs add up to jealousy, I'm out because you never know what happens." People also point out that Vivian kept telling Valeria to stay because she wanted her to get her gifts and wanted to see her reactions to said gifts. But Vivian says, you guys are taking it all just out of context. She explains later in an interview, this is after Valeria's death. She says, I always give Valeria gifts. Like when Valeria's live streaming, I'm always sending her gifts specifically like through Uber Eats. So in a different live stream, you know, Valeria is reading her comments and Vivian is telling her to eat something. Eventually there's a knock on the door. Valeria looks shocked, but like not in a bad way. She says, I didn't order anything. It's for Valeria Márquez. Me? I didn't order anything. She takes the bag and she's like, who the hell is this from? Is this Vivian? It's a dragon fruit refresher from Starbucks. It's my favorite. Then that means it's from Vivian. Fuck me if it's not from Vivian. Vivian texts Valeria, from who else could it be?
You know, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like, this could literally be that, and this could just be like an okie doke. Like, you don't know. Like, the fact that this is so random, it could be an okie doke. Because it would make sense. Like, it would make sense if this was like a hired hit. Like, why the fuck would you, like, if this is something that you normally do, and I'm just going off of like my brain right now, say like if this was possible that this was a hired hit from Vivian, like if somebody is, if it's just the timing. It's the timing. Like, I'm not saying she did it. I don't know. Like, I can't rule anything out. But if this was something, the timing, bro, because who's to say that she gave what she normally gives as a way to, you know, be an alibi if people ask her if that's what it was. Because it's like, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious.
Valeria laughs, and in other clips, Vivian and Valeria are both live streaming together, getting ready to go out. Valeria's at home, Vivian's at home. Vivian's about to go to Valeria's, and she's like, I'm gonna pick you up Starbucks on the way. And they both kind of do like this baby voice with each other.
¿Quieres que te lleve un Starbucks?
Other videos show Valeria showing off a bouquet of flowers she got from Vivian. And Vivian just describes, you know, with my close friends, the friends that I truly love, I'm always really thoughtful. Like, my way of showing love is through gifts. So I always try to shower Valeria, like whether it's stuffed animals because she loves stuffed animals a lot, or with flowers because she also loves flowers.
Wait, it couldn't have been Vivian, because didn't she say she wants to take a picture? And she wants to see her face? Like, wait, I thought like a picture was supposed to be taken. So it wouldn't be Vivian, right? If I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to implicate someone in a crime if I don't know what's going on. And I feel like if I try to make sense of what's going on, I'm going to end up getting to that damn video, and I kind of don't want to see that.
Love being given flowers. I would send it to her simply because seeing her happy came naturally to me. Seeing how excited she got like a little girl when she received things was more than enough for me. Like, I always gave Valeria gifts. I always showered Valeria in gifts. The interviewer asks her, how frequently did you give her presents? I mean, I can't tell you. It was kind of like a regular thing. Only when I felt like giving her the gift, I would give it to her. I mean, I literally almost always gave it to her when I saw her in live so that I could see her reaction when we weren't together, you know? Because a lot of the times we were also together. So she says that recently Valeria was having problems with her ex. So I just wanted to cheer her up, send her food, flowers, stuffed animals. But a lot of netizens are saying it just feels so convenient. Also, the fact that Vivian loved to be around Valeria when she's live streaming, but conveniently the day that she passes, she's not there. There are other people who also think it's odd that she sent her a pig and then she ended up dying in the same live stream. It almost feels like when you factor in what netizens believe to be this obsessive jealousy, it feels almost like a humiliation tactic. And the fact that she was watching, it just feels like she wanted to see this happen, is what people are speculating. Now, Vivian says in the later interview, that's just couldn't be further from the truth. That's not, it doesn't make sense. She said she's watching the live stream because, quote, I was at home. And because I was watching her live, I mean, I watched her in the background on my phone and I had her voice in the background just listening to her. If she said something that involved me or that I wanted to give an opinion on, that's when I would send her a message and send her a direct message on my phone. She says, I didn't feel like anything strange in that live stream. I mean, as I told you that I had it in the background, like there were times that I concentrated a lot on what I was watching on the phone, or sometimes I would do other things and I would stop listening to her. I mean, I stopped paying attention to what she was saying and then I would reconnect. And I was always watching Val's lives because.
Okay, so, you know, like at the end of the day, bro, like I think it is kind of rude to think that, not rude, but just the fact that it's so convenient that she got 2 gifts, but this is her best friend who usually gives her gifts. Because at the same time, like, it could literally be somebody else that wanted to do that and also knows the type of schedule she has. And like Like it's a lot of I'd say it's probably like a perfectly timed thing, and the fact that Vivian was watching and texted her, and that could be something that could that could just be convenient, but another person probably did it. But it's just the simple fact that people are probably going to try to implicate whoever was so close to what was going on, and that can just be the narrative. And also people can pick apart literal things that may look suspicious. You know what I'm saying? Like that literally could just be it. I don't know. I don't want to implicate somebody in a crime. Like, that shit is crazy, especially if this is your best friend. And as someone who's been close to, like, it's just, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Rest in peace to Valeria, cuz, like, yo.
It was just very entertaining. Like, she's very funny, so I always watched her lives. She said she was interested in what present she was going to get. She says, I mean, of course I was curious to know what they were going to give her, because normally the gifts they sent her were always left right away. So if there's flowers, people leave them. If there's other things, they leave them. So it was just intriguing. She says about the moment that her friend passes, quote, so at that moment when that happened with Val, I even thought that they had like thrown confetti poppers or something at her, because I saw her kind of duck. And then she went off to one side. Like, I didn't really grasp what was happening until I saw that she literally was almost collapsing onto the table. She said that she had the live stream minimized to a small corner on her phone, so she's doing other things. So when I saw that she kind of ducked, I said, oh, they threw confetti at her. And then I zoomed in to show the full screen.
Also, hold on. Stephanie said she was shot in the head and no blood came out?
And that's when I saw she was already with her hair covered to the side. So I didn't understand what had happened until I saw that she literally started falling on the table. So logically, I got very worried. I immediately got up. I called her uncles, because her uncles weren't at the salon at the time. I don't remember why they weren't there. So I called them. I told them that I think something happened to her. I mean, that I wasn't very sure because it wasn't very clear. But logically, at the moment, I didn't see it like I did later after watching all the videos properly. At the moment, I didn't see it clearly. So I just said something happened. She said she saw some live stream comments saying Valeria had been shot, and she was screaming at, like, you know, telling the uncles, like, what do you mean she's been shot? Like, that's when I started freaking out. She's calling the uncles and getting ready. She's out the door and going to the salon. She says by the time she gets there, another one of their friends had been watching the live and rushed over. We were both in shock. We just hugged each other. I mean, we couldn't believe what was happening. We were so angry because, of course, they couldn't let us into the salon. I couldn't see Val. I mean, they had put up the tape by this point, but I was just in a moment of shock. I was in denial. I didn't believe something had happened to her. I was simply completely in shock. Everything was closed off. I mean, they only let immediate family in, logically, right? I don't know any other way to express what I was feeling, because at that moment, tears would not come to me. I was in shock. I mean, I didn't want to accept it. I didn't want to accept it. When I was in the Uber, I didn't want to accept it. I was very sad. I was very confused. I just wanted to get there and see her. I mean, I wanted to get there and see how she was, because my brain couldn't process that she was no longer there. She says that she doesn't like that people have made her out to be this jealous friend when she's mourning and grieving the loss of her best friend. She says people have concocted these crazy theories in their minds about her being a jealous killer.
You know, in terms of the talk about a destiny swap, it's like, bro, you can literally, like, the whole kill, sorry, that was my Maryland lingo. I apologize. You can be so close to something and also something crazy can happen. In terms of something that, could be considered a destiny swap and people pinpointing what's going on, what happens after can probably confirm a bias for people in their minds. You know? Oh my gosh, man.
And she says, even about like her trying to look like Valeria, she says, I never tried to look like Valeria. I always had my own style, my essence. I had always wanted to be blonde since I was little. Even at like 15, 16 was the first time that I did try to style and like lighten my hair. But obviously, since I was with my mom, she was the one who paid for it, so I couldn't maintain it. So that's why I dyed my hair black again. I always liked blonde hair, always. I even like how it lights up my face. Like, I like how it looks on me. I mean, it's a matter of like, I like how blonde looks on me.
But like in terms of Valeria versus Vivian, like when well as I was seeing Valeria, I'm asking as a guy and just trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Valeria's roots were like more natural, and then the blonde came out. If Vivian wanted to actually copy, wouldn't her roots be like more of that natural color and then the blonde come out as well? Or is it just off of the simple fact people think that she's trying to copy her because just blonde anyway? Like, it is possible that people just want to be blonde just to be blonde. Like, not everybody is like, I can try to understand the sentiment of someone trying to be somebody else, but also they're best friends. And also somebody could be inspired. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess, or my question is it just a too close to comfort type of thing?
More than I like how black looks on me. But that also has to do with the fact that I haven't seen myself recently with black hair because I haven't tried it in a while. Okay. I've always admired Valeria, but it was never a thing of me like wanting to look like her. I've always been very present in who I am, and I've never looked at other paths. I wasn't envious of her. I didn't want to look like her. I thought that she and I had very, we were very clear to each other and very pretty in our own.
Oh, okay. So I don't know nothing about like this type of hair type stuff. I see the black. I mean, not the black. The roots. And then interesting. But at the same time though, like, at the same time though, I've seen when I've like gone out and like went to like functions and stuff, there'll be a group of friends who literally kind of like dress in the same type of uniform. You know what I'm saying? And that just like, it's just what it is. Like the black top with the jeans, you know, or like the jean jacket with the whatever, and they look like variants of each other, but like that's because you probably want to like coincide with your friend, and y'all not trying to look like two different types of people. Like, y'all trying to look like a unit. I thought that's like a normal thing. Like, you're trying to complement each other. You're not trying to look like three different, completely different. Like, obviously there's more I need to learn, but I just would like to know, you know what I'm saying?
Ways. And if I use contact lenses or if I became blonder, it was just because I liked it, because I always knew what I am and what I like. I love contact lenses. I don't only have blue contact lenses. I have brown, green, gray. I mean, I use all of them. It's just that in most photos, unfortunately, I appeared with the blue contact lenses. About clothes and the rumors of destiny swapping, she says, yes, I took her clothes. Of course, between friends, you lend each other clothes. I also lent her clothes of mine, and we also bought from the same boutiques. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, that also can be true too. Dude, I mean, I don't know. I've never heard of sharing the same panties. Do girls do that? Like, is that normal? Like, I feel like this is something I shouldn't know, but I don't know. Shit. I mean, I wore my best friend's shirt before. I mean, that's it. I also wore my friend's shoes before. But, you know, it's just like, you know, I'm just trying to look a certain type of way, this, that, and the third. But I don't know, man. Like,
As for all their recent fights that Valeria was sharing on TikTok, she says, I mean, there was a fight over a guy issue. Okay, so there was this other friend who was hanging out with all of us. And that friend thought Valeria was hitting on the guy that she liked. Okay. So there was this whole mess where they started to tell each other, you know, like just insulting each other. And I was present because I was there, and I didn't take a side. I didn't take a side with Valeria. I didn't take a side with anybody. So, and then I still remained friendly with the other friend. And that's kind of like how it all happened. Oh. And she says, but it's interesting because Valeria was on live for about 55 minutes, and Vivian's orders match up closer to when Valeria is killed. So it's almost like 3 orders come back to back: the Starbucks drink, the little pig, and then the delivery man that kills Valeria. People found that timing suspicious. And she says, I mean, I ordered both through Uber Eats. Like, you can see that.
Suspicious as, like, why does it line up so perfectly, like, around the same time?
It could also look a little bit more suspicious because dude said he would come back in an hour. Or it was understood that the delivery was going to come back within an hour. And the fact that this killer came back 5 hours later, like, this timing is crazy.
Is what people are saying, yeah. But some people think it's like her way of making Valeria just more obligated to stay and wait for the execution. I guess some people are saying, like, well, hypothetically, if I were the one calling the hit and the delivery man is like telling me they're nearby, I would send her something to make her stay a little longer, distract her, because I guess maybe as time goes on, you can see Valeria is getting more and more over it, and she's just like, okay, like, I don't even really care at this point. So it could be that. But Vivian says Valeria is not that type. She says in an interview, and obviously this is something that benefits her, so I guess you could take it how you will, but she says that Valeria is not the type that would ever stay just because of any sort of gifts. Whether it be Vivian's gifts or an expensive gift, she says, quote, because Valeria, if she really had felt in danger, even if I told her to stay, she would have left. Like, she simply just would have left. She wouldn't have listened to anybody. She wouldn't have listened to me. She wouldn't have listened to anyone. I mean, if she felt like she wasn't safe or that something bad was going to happen to her, she would have left.
Okay.
I know what you're thinking, which is kind of irrelevant.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, but I think that she was just more intrigued by the gift than anything. Like, she was confused about knowing who it was from and what the gift was.
Okay, so, all right, boom. So, thinking in my brain, it's like, okay, we're on live. I want to go home. I'm getting calls or I'm getting texts from my best friend about going to, getting a delivery. If I want to go home and I'm just like chopping it up on live, like say I'm just trying to talk to people on live, like, oh yeah, I'm tired, but I'm still want to keep going and just see what's going on. Like, you know how many times where you have like been somewhere with your friends or like you're doing something where you kind of want to go home, but that lingering time, it's like, yeah, I want to go home, but then you end up staying for another 30 minutes because it's just like, I guess like a subconscious thing, like, let me see what happens. I do want to go home, but let me see what happens. So it's like, all right, we understand nobody's like coming around. And I'm just speaking in terms of like this just being such a very, very randomized thing. It's like, all right, I want to go home, but I'm on live. I want to chop it up with people on live. I have somebody with me. They're talking about this this delivery that's supposed to happen, and it's supposed to come an hour later. All right, boom. So I'm sitting here waiting. I'm feeling a little bit nervous because it's just like what this delivery person is. Why is this person doing this? Like, this can add to more natural curiosity, but that can also add to like my curiosity is overtaking my want to go home, because like I would think people naturally are just like, let's see what happens. Who the fuck is this person? Who is this? Like, why is this? Also, she's a businesswoman. Literally, if something weird is happening, who's to say that she's not thinking like, oh, well, I don't want nothing to happen to my business. Like, this is my business. Like, I've got this, that. So it's like all these different factors. It's like, okay, then you got Vivian talking about, I want to send you a gift. If Vivian always sends gifts, then it's like, bang, Starbucks, whatever, dragon fruit refresher or whatever it is. All right, boom. So I'm trying to, so we're adding certain types of factors into what's going on here. I'm thinking, okay, I got me a refresher. Who's to say Vivian didn't already see that that she was like getting a little tired? So let me give my friend a refresher. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's saying she's tired. Let me give her a little refresher, because you know sometimes when you drink a nice refreshing drink, it like wakes you up a little bit. You know? All right, boom. She get like a pig from Miniso. Okay, boom. That could like simmer down those nerves. Like, say like her friend was just trying to simmer down the nerves about this person that is supposed to give her this gift. So in terms of like, in terms of wanting to go home, like after say like, oh, I get the refresher. All right, I can push through. I can push through with the live. Just still chop it up. Like it's a normal day. I'm just trying to just chill, just do these other things, like just vibe. Then I get another gift. I was like, oh shit, yeah, my girl got me a gift. Da, 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 da. And then like I'm still staying because it's just like, oh, you know, like we just chopping it up, bro. Like just the art of chopping it up, the art of just vibing. It's like, yeah, I want to go home, but now, you know, I kind of don't want to. Then I think about the delivery driver again, and it's like natural curiosity. It's 6-something. Why is this person not here? And then the execution happened. Like, it's like the timing is very vast, but the possibilities of what could have lined everything up, I don't think you can be so sure. And we're just going off of speculation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that Vivian did it. I would pray to the Lord that she didn't do that. Like, that this would be some freak event that happened. But in terms of, I don't know, man. Rest in peace, yo.
Others say, you know how Erica had briefly mentioned in the live stream, like, they said Valeria Márquez. And she was like, yeah. They're like, Valeria? And then she's like, well, this is like my boss's salon. She's stepped out. Do you recall that in the live stream? So that's where people are like, it's interesting that you bought her a stuffed pig because she was holding onto it during the live. And now it's very easy to identify because you would tell someone who doesn't know the difference between the two girls, hey, it's the one holding the stuffed pig.
That is also true.
Wow.
That is also true,
saying
though.
It's just such a random gift. But Vivian is saying, well, no, I got a stuffed pig for her because I just wanted to make her feel better. I wanted to get her flowers, but they wouldn't deliver in time. And the stuffed pig was pink and she was wearing all pink.
Yeah,
so that's why I coordinated it like that.
But if you can like be so sure, what did the text say? Like, did she text somebody? If this is like one of those things where you're trying to find somebody to do something, check her text or ask about the text. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's ways to figure this out. Like, to say if somebody is identifiable with holding a stuffed pig, check any type of conversation records, you know? But I would say, since this video came out in like, what, 2 days? Like, actually, this video came out yesterday, I believe. So then that would come up if there is a case for it. Huh.
Now, aside from Vivian, there is another suspect the internet has their eyes on. So they're not just like honed in on Vivian.
Okay.
It's the cartels. Valeria is based in Guadalajara, which is where one of the more powerful criminal organizations is based, CJNG, Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generation, the new generation of Cartel Jalisco. And she was suspected to have been dating R1's son. Now, R1, whose real name is Ramon Angel Alvarez Ayala, is the leader of one of the subunits of CJNG. So this is like a top dog. I wouldn't say he's the toppest, you know, like he's at the top, but he runs one of the subunits. And I've heard he is in charge of the subunit that handles taking people out. So it seems like a very violent subunit. So cartels their structure is interesting. So they have subunits that are dedicated to just like violence and enforcement. And then obviously they have different subunits that are more for the trafficking purposes, right?
Mm-hmm. Holy
but
shit.
He's like the head of a very violent subunit.
Huh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh fuck, dude.
He's also been linked to the murder of Carlos Manzo, who is the former mayor of Europan. And people say that he was killed because he was not bending to the demands of the cartels.
Oh my gosh.
A shooting or?
Yeah. Now, Valeria was allegedly dating his son, Francisco, who is nicknamed Narco Jr. They had seemingly a nasty breakup, which is all but confirmed with the recent arrest in this case. So recently in Mexico, R1, the dad, was arrested on suspicion of murder of the former mayor as well as influencer Valeria Márquez.
Really?
Yeah. I know. People were so shocked.
Really? They got
Interesting.
down that hard?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Authorities were stating R1's son was in a romantic relationship with Valeria. He had already threatened her on several occasions, and everything indicates that the son asked his father, R1, to commit the femicide.
Oh.
Femicide.
Well,
The son, Francisco Narco Jr., has not been found yet. Authorities have not been able to locate him. But why would R1's son ask his dad to help him kill his ex-girlfriend? I'm not doubting it. I'm not saying like, oh, but why would he, right? I'm saying like, is there a reason? Because a lot of people are saying being entangled in the cartel life is incredibly dangerous, but you would imagine that it's impossible for these cartel higher-ups to kill every single person that they've ever been romantically involved with. And then to do it in such a public scale and in a way that a lot of psychologists believe is humiliating, to do it in the midst of a TikTok live stream for the world to see, there is a humiliation aspect.
But it
there
also
is a power.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like a message almost.
Yeah, and it's like and it's dangerous because it does put a target on your back for authorities too, because there's more pressure for them to solve the case. So a lot of people think, well, maybe Valeria knew too much about the organization, but some people think it's weird. And I say maybe it's a potential motive, not as justification for murder, but just as people are trying to figure out why Valeria. In one live stream, Valeria says about her ex, do you know what he told me?
What?
That I was already used. And that he didn't like women who'd been with a lot of guys, that a lady doesn't go from bed to bed, and that I was one of those women. He told me he was disgusted by me knowing how many men I'd slept with, that I wasn't good enough to introduce to his friends, that how could he give me his last name if I had already been recycled? And there I was, believing he loved me, putting up with his insults, his control, even his stupid jealousy. Also, he could treat me like trash.
¿Sabes lo que me dijo? Que yo ya estaba muy usada, hasta sus celos estúpidos y todo para que al final me tratara como si fuera basura.
Some people think that Valeria was getting fed up and she was perhaps disclosing too much information. Allegedly, days before her death, she posted an Instagram story showing bruises on her legs, and she wrote, "It was my partner with whom I lived with. That's why I say he is my ex. And I make that person responsible for anything that might happen to me and my family, even if I have to leave the city."
Oh, okay.
She even wrote in her private broadcast, "Don't break my heart anymore because I will actually die this time." Then another one that reads right after, "Why are people so fucking stupid?" Another circulating screenshot is Valeria had shared the screenshot of how she allegedly got kicked out of a club and the security guards assaulted her, leaving her covered in bruises, and it was all her ex's fault. So apparently the caption of that story that has since been deleted reads, "My ex didn't like me being here to have fun. And the security guards told me, please leave because you don't know what he's like. I don't want to get in trouble with him."
Hey, bro, having this at the end of this joint is... Cause, like I said, the timing is crazy, bro.
And they like dragged her out of there, and she was covered in bruises.
Gosh.
So it does indicate that she was dating someone who had a lot of power, and they were scared. There was also another screenshot that she shared where it's text messages between her and her ex-boyfriend, which people think is Francisco, and he's telling her, "I've never showed you the other side of me, like you don't want to mess with me." And she was wondering if that was a threat.
Oh, gosh.
see.
What the fuck?
A lot of people, though, I will say, are relieved and happy that there is like a step closer to justice. Okay, happy is a crazy word. Relieved and grateful that there is a step closer to justice. One person comments, "Finally," but also you can arrest her friend who set her up. So people are happy, but they also think that Vivian was still involved. Like the cartel and Vivian theories were not separate from each other. The new internet theory is that Valeria's ex-boyfriend, Narco Jr., had Vivian's help in making sure Valeria stayed. And a lot of those people think that Vivian also recruited Erica to help as well. Some of the other people are just indifferent to Erica, but people speculate that Vivian's new boyfriend is Narco Jr., Valeria's ex-boyfriend. And
Okay, I ain't gonna hold you, cuz that's crazy as shit. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. That's a little crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's like, oh my gosh, what the fuck?
that perhaps they'd even been dating prior to all of this, prior to Valeria being killed. There were some people who really, with cases where there's lots of internet conspiracy theories, it does take me a lot of time to try and step back, because it's very natural once you start reading the same theory over and over again to kind of slip into it and say, you know what, that does kind of make sense. And then you have to take a step back to be like, okay, am I saying that because I've read so many forums that sound convincing?
That's one of the things that she was talking about. Sorry, Stephanie.
Or is there maybe any truth to it? So I really don't know.
And I do want to say thank you to Steph. When we were tapping into the Nolan Wells case, there's a lot of things surrounding that as well that's been new. But when she was talking about that, I guess, mental phenomenon of your brain actually trying to make sense of something that you were told that's what that word is, and then your brain is going to think that you heard it. She's writing this. This
is a case where it just keeps spiraling, and I'm like, on one hand I could kind of see it, on the other hand it sounds crazy, but maybe it's not.
Yeah.
Some people are saying, like, even Vivian taking Valeria's underwear, she could have been going behind Valeria's back, sleeping with Francisco, and
so
that
sad,
could have been
yo.
a very, like,
Oh, no.
haha, I'm wearing your girlfriend's underwear, my best
What?
friend, while we're sleeping together.
Is that something that people do? Like, I don't know, gang. Like, what the fuck?
That makes sense.
Okay.
And then sending her the pig. People are speculating if she was in on it and she wanted Valeria out of the picture so she could have Francisco to herself. The pig could have also been some sort of inside joke between her and Francisco, or just another humiliating aspect to add to all of this.
Oh my goodness.
It's a big theory. This is for Vivian.
Or is it
So,
just a theory?
Yes, these are the people who are fleshing out the theories, but I would say a lot of people think that she's involved, even after the arrest of R1. So no one is like, oh, no, we knew it was the cartel. Like, we probably knew an ex-boyfriend was involved, but we still think Vivian is involved. I would say that's a huge internet sentiment right now.
Oh my
But there's
gosh.
like no proof other than a few faceless pictures of Vivian and, well, a picture of Vivian hugging a guy who is faceless that people just assume is Francisco. So there's really no proof. And they think that reason just makes sense. And so that same interview that she does after Valeria's death, she's asked about her own cosmetic procedures and like what she plans in the future for getting more work done. And the interviewer is like, what do you do for work right now? And she says, right now I don't work. Then how do you pay for your surgeries? She says, I can't comment on that. And she's
Okay, somebody's
also, people think
probably-
it's weird that she's defending Erica. So people are like, imagine the friendship that Vivian and Valeria had. If it's
Right.
true, both parties, you know, like if Vivian thought of Valeria the way Valeria thought of Vivian. If my friend was killed on live stream and the only other person was her employee there and she turned off that live stream in that manner,
Bro, what the
gonna-
fuck? Steph, what the fuck? Please. Oh my gosh. What the fuck?
have my strong suspicions.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be at least even favorable of that person, right? Like I would really, it would have to take a long conversation with this individual to even have some sort of, basically what Erica has come out to say was she didn't want her boss to be shown to the world in that state.
That's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought when I was just thinking of it. Okay, all right.
So she did come out to say what happened.
That was it.
Oh, I mean,
She said, I just ended it because I didn't want my boss to be shown in that state to her
Okay.
followers.
right.
But it was
all
just
right.
the quickness in which she ended it. People
Yeah.
are like, no, it makes sense, but it's the fact that that was like one of the first things you did.
Right.
You know, it's kind of, it just doesn't make sense with all the adrenaline going on with all of this. And like maybe the killer is still there, or at least he's in the vicinity, and you're just turning off the live stream doesn't make any sense. It seems like something that you would do after step 1, step 2, step 3.
I get that, but at the same time, when I was speaking about like in terms of a shooting happening, you don't know what you're like going to do. Like I think that's like some people should have the ability to just try and think in the moment, and also some people do think about other people in moments like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to look at this video, but Stephanie, I don't know if this is like a editing thing, but they keep showing, the edit keeps showing Valeria like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm trying to think like in the midst of 3 seconds, if you see something and it's like, wait, what? Because like at the end of the day, I don't know. It could be just like a case by case basis type thing. So that's why I wanted to say like, okay, well maybe she didn't want people to see her like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know?
So that was just Erica's explanation. She doesn't further elaborate. That's it. Vivian, however, defends Erica in that interview, saying, later when I saw her reaction of the clip, it seemed to me more like a reaction that in the beginning she didn't want Valeria to be vulnerable. You know, the same thing is happening to me where they're crucifying her simply for having ending a live stream. I mean, I don't have an opinion on that because in reality, I don't know her. I mean, I don't know her deeply, but if she's in the same situation as me, you know, where people are accusing her of things, well, I send her lots of strength, and don't let yourself be brought down by the bad comments. At the end of the day, she knows the relationship that she had with Val, and that's what matters.
And also, I'm not gonna lie to you. If that's the case, she literally saw this person like just pull out a gun and shoot her fucking boss. Like that is also something that I think should be like taken into account, especially if it was such a normal day. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, this is something that shouldn't happen. Like, seeing somebody pull out a gun and shoot somebody is probably very fucking jarring. But also, not everyone is like trained like you're a Navy SEAL. You know, like, unless you're like around stuff like that, and then you got the, oh shit, da 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 da. But like, that's not something that's normal, bro. Especially if this is something in the daytime. You know what I'm saying? Huh.
And I hope that her loved ones and her friends are surrounding her with lots of love. People thought that was weird because you're Valeria's friend, best friend since like 15.
I mean, I know.
Did she ever say who she thought did this?
No. Yeah,
Well,
she also, when she's asked, like, was Valeria dating members of the cartel?
Yeah, my question is, do you think she's actually going to answer that if she knows? You know what I'm saying? Like, like, it's just, huh?
And she says she wasn't dating anyone that would bring any trouble.
See, she clearly knows more than, at that
Yeah.
point.
I mean, bro, she's her best friend, bro. And, like, come on. Come on, bro. I don't know, cuz, like, oh, my gosh. I'm not trying to implicate anybody because it's still fucked up that Valeria was killed. Like, that shouldn't have happened. But now my brain is thinking, like, what do you possibly think would happen? That if Vivian knows what's going on and still is like trying to not bring more turmoil to Valeria's name, it's like, bro, obviously she's not gonna say she was dating somebody of the cartel. Like, it's like one of those things where it's like, bro, you really want me to ask this question? You really want me to answer this question? What the fuck do you think is gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? But it's just like the internet probably being the internet and asking questions.
And she's, then if she's not being transparent about some aspect, then
Like, people are going
people's going to assume.
But also, if she is being transparent, then there's going to be blowback from that too. So it's one of those things where it's like, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. Like, at the end of the day, that was her best friend, bro. Like, they were sharing panties, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You're lying about more things.
So I think it's just a matter of, do people think she's lying because you don't want the cartel on your back? Because to be like, oh yeah, no, she was dating a cartel member. Obviously, the cartel is not going to take that nicely. They're not going to just be like, oh, okay, do your little live streams and interviews. Or is it the fact that she has further incentive to protect that information?
I think there's like a whole type of environment of just whatever happens is going to be crazy. And that's, damn, bro. Damn.
Yeah.
She says for all the people who are coming up with rumors about her, quote, broaden your minds a little more. Don't get carried away by all the things you see on the internet. Don't get carried away because people simply have a certain number of followers and they are already judge and jury to say who is guilty and who is not when the evidence they have isn't even real, it's fabricated. But some people think even that is shady.
Damn.
People, like, you've never once demanded justice for your friend. Like, you're not going around trying to get answers. You're just more so being like, hey guys, don't believe everything you hear when your friend is dead.
I mean, we're still, But we gotta admit, like, this is a world that, like, is this not like a world where you can't say too much? If this is an environment where you can't say too much, there are things that you just can't say. At the end of the day, if I had to face scrutiny from the internet or people who probably are able to do something like kill me, I'm gonna take the internet fodder, bro, because like I don't want nothing to happen to me. Also, my best friend was murdered on live. Like, shit, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Vivian has also started fighting back in the comments. One person had commented on her profile, "Free me from friends like you." And she responds, "I don't think you have any friends." When someone asks her why she told Valeria to stay, she responds, "Yes, dude, I told her to stay, but for my gifts only. I never told her to stay the whole time." And then she gets frustrated and she says, "Just go watch the full live stream, dude." I mean,
Tú le dijiste que se quedara. Sí, güey, yo le dije que se quedara, pero a mis regalos, nada más. Yo nunca le dije que se quedara de que todo el tiempo.
like she's telling them to watch the live stream in which her friend was killed. It's just kind of odd.
What the fuck? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. As somebody who crashes out on social media sometimes and tries to clap back at people who say things, I'm just sitting here like, but again, my best friend was killed on live. I would imagine I would do things that I don't know. Like on a random day, I would see a hate comment or a comment that just doesn't make any fucking sense and just be like, bro, fuck you. Like I can on a random day where I'm like going through whatever the fuck I'm going through. Imagine if somebody is trying to tell me that I'm the reason why my best friend got murdered. Fool. And I'm just thinking from my own brain because sometimes I'm just like, yo, why the fuck are you saying this to me? Imagine the factor or just the thing that's over my head of people saying, like, imagine, please, if somebody was literally saying, you are the reason why your best friend was murdered, how would you react? Like, that's some off the wall shit anyway. If you're going through the stages of grief, because you can't really tell people how to grieve, and I don't know if it sounds like I'm defending her. I'm just thinking like, oh my gosh, it's like she can't do anything. You would think what she should do is just like, don't comment. But like, bro, you know, like, I don't know. Like, oh my gosh.
Now, as of right now, it appears that the authorities are searching for Narco Jr. I don't know if they're going to find him. Probably not. I also think, and I say this as like a place from anger, not a place of just like stating the facts, right? But I do wonder if R1 had not also killed the former mayor, if he wouldn't have been arrested. If it was just the death of a woman, I don't know if he would have been arrested. But I think maybe it's like, okay, we wanted to get him down for killing the mayor, but now we can also get some good standing with the community because we can make it about Valeria. Because, you know, a lot of that, so many people are shocked that they were arrested someone in the first place. And that means that usually authorities don't care when a woman is murdered.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So
Okay,
I don't know if they're searching for Narco Jr. I don't know if they're going to find him. Maybe they're investigating if any of Valeria's friends have anything to do with this. I'm not sure. One person writes, honestly, I'm just surprised she's getting any justice.
Oh
Another
my
person
gosh.
comments, I hate that pig plushie. It was so symbolic and it broke my heart how she hugged it as she died. And what's crazy is a lot of people still blame Valeria for her own murder.
Why?
One comment reads, I had my suspicions. It's so sad that they end up like this because they just want an easy life.
What?
Another responds, she had it coming.
All right, go ahead with all that shit, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you. No, because this shit about to throw me the fuck off. There's no way that somebody just wanted to have a life that they wanted, and then you say she had it coming? That's nutty as shit, bro. No. What? Cause she was murdered on live. What do you mean she had it coming? What do you mean she looked for her own death? What the fuck? Oh gosh, what the fuck? Why are we, bro? Why is nobody saying fuck that delivery driver that did it? Why are we blaming her? This is crazy. This is crazy, bro.
She knew what she was getting involved with. She looked for her own death.
Huh?
God gives you free will on the path that you choose to take. Rest in peace. Someone.
That shit don't make no sense. First of all, oh my gosh, it's almost the end of the video. I'm sorry. No, that shit just got me hot. What the fuck? No. No. What?
Else comments, not everything that shines is gold. They get involved with criminals and then they don't like it anymore. People have been generating like AI generated images of her holding a plushie, and they write in the words, "This happened to me for being a whore. Work so you don't think you can go around being a whore and get money from a drug trafficker and then leave him as if nothing happened."
Why? Whoa, come on, bro. Like, see, this is... Can we please end this? No, now we're getting to a territory that's just so... Nah, bro. See, this is the shit about the internet that I really don't fucking like. You know what? At the end of the day, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? And I'm not saying she was a whore. Regardless, just because somebody wants to do something with their own body doesn't mean they need to be murdered for it. Cause if somebody, and I'm excluding Valeria from this because I don't want nothing to be considered with, just because somebody may want to be a whore doesn't mean that they should be murdered for it. What the fuck? Like, huh? Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about, bro? Like, no. Like, see, this is the shit that's throwing me off, bro. No. Fuck. End this. We gotta end this video. Because I'm not trying to go on a fucking tirade about some shit about this,
Which
bro.
is already a dumb, despicable
Mo.
message.
Nah,
but it
bro.
makes even less sense when you realize that Valeria was killed at work, at her place of work.
Exactly.
Someone
like,
even
what?
made an AI picture of Valeria laying in the morgue where she's essayed by someone dressed as the medical examiner.
Huh?
And so it just, even in her passing,
Stephanie, we gotta end this video.
There's this whole debate. Lots of people are saying, like, why are we making her a martyr? Why are we making her the face of femicide when she was the one that decided to get involved with cartels? And then other people are saying that's still victim blaming.
Yeah, what?
Like, that's the reason why maybe she should be the face of femicide. Not that there should be a face or one face, but it's like, that's another reason people are upset. One person comments, the way that people are covering the femicide of Valeria Márquez fucking enrages me. Like, they keep spreading videos of her murder when she gets shot. They also keep only showing photos of her in swimsuits. Like,
right.
Just stop.
Like, bro, like, this shit is crazy. Cause you know how like the internet likes to put certain types of posts up under the guise of, oh, I'm just posting this, knowing damn well the implications to the post. Bro, she was killed on live. That's wrong. It shouldn't, bro. What the fuck is wrong with people? Oh my gosh. Like, we should focus on the fact that she was killed. Like, she shouldn't have been killed. Why are we not talking about the people?
Which someone directly comments, whores who get involved with narcos don't deserve any less than to be belittled even after death. Let
What is going on with people's minds, my nigga? Like, yo.
this be an example that easy luxury is not free. One person writes, Valeria Márquez was not killed for being buchona, or for having plastic surgery, or for being ambitious, or for even dating a narco. She was murdered because in Mexico and in many parts of the world, having a male partner who lacks the tools to manage his emotions continues to be a risk factor for women. Valeria was not killed by her lifestyle. She was killed by a man who lacked emotional control, not because of how she looked, but because she said no and because she left a relationship.
Right, like, what the fuck?
And that is where we are with Valeria Márquez's death. I will keep you guys up to date if there are any updates. What are your thoughts on this case? Do you think other people were involved? Do you think that they're going to go after Narco Jr.? Let me know in the comments. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.
Hey, bro, full, bro. The last part of this video just left a horrible taste in my mouth. Like, bro, I don't. It's a word for this, misogyny. Like, that's just what the word is. But just the simple fact that this whole thing just became a victim blaming thing is nuts as fuck. The fact that people are saying this to literally a video of someone getting killed on live. Like, what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing, bro? At the end of the day, like, I can't call it to see who was involved. I hope she gets justice. Like, that's it. I feel like that should just be what it is and just what it is. Like, we gotta stop all that extra ass stuff, bro. Y'all talking about an easy life, this, that, and the third. Like, bro, first off, there's nothing wrong with wanting to have an easy life. Like, I don't understand why people are so fucking mad that that someone wants to have an easy life. Like, what the I don't. Shit is so enraging. But I do want to see what you guys have to say. This was a long video. And also, I feel like there are more conversations to come from this. I hope that anything from this video or from what's being said is going towards justice. At the end of the day, she should not have been killed. Like, what the fuck? Like, literally. But for some reason, I feel like that is one of those topics that will be touchy. Like, huh? Ugh, gosh.